The Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association presents Ohio County Fair Racing. Ohio County Fair Racing is brought to you by Big D's Tack and Vet Supply, Cool Winds Farm, Midland Acres, the Ohio State University Veterinary Medical Center, and thestable.ca. Now let's go trackside for all the action.
Welcome to the one and only Hancock County. Here in Findlay, we are looking at day 2 of 2 of harness racing here. We have 11 on the card today.
Yes, we do.
So you are joining myself, Ashley Daly, and my I don't know, who's co-hosting, who's lead? You can lead.
We got three. We have a lot of co-hosts today. We have Ashley Daly with the D.
Yes.
I'm Tom Pye, the harness guy, and Frank Frost is manning the computers.
Yeah.
So we have three up here. It's in case we need to take a spell from the bearing down sun. But we have a fine 11 race card of the Ohio Colt Racing Association. A lot of good racing today. A lot of we've got a signature series trot. We also have 2 divisions of the ladies pace.
Springhaven
Farms.
Yep.
Ladies driving series. So this looks great. How is Ashley been? I haven't seen you.
I just say I gotta be honest with you. I'm feeling a little rusty. I haven't been on air since the middle of July, so it's been a couple of weeks.
So
yeah, it's been a couple of weeks since I've been on air, but pretty good. We haven't worked together since Hilliard. Was that June or July? Wait, what month is it? No, I was on air in August. Sorry, it's September now.
September of my years.
All right, well, there's your inside look of what it's like to work with OHHA.
That's right, the Team Z, as I dubbed us, the zombies. We are walking around. Incidentally, I just talked with Mike Webkenberg, and he is here. Mm-hmm. It's going to be at Canton tomorrow. Was not Canton. We were, all over, down to Marietta on Sunday, back again. And he has to haul that starting gate of his everywhere he goes. And he does all the fairs. It does. I can imagine how he is. I don't know if he sleeps on the way or puts it on cruise control and sleeps, but he gets around. So with that, we're going to have a great day of racing. Got recap of yesterday's races will be coming up after a few words from our sponsors.
The Hancock County Fair in Findlay, Ohio was first organized in 1852. It had humble beginnings as a 2-day event hosted on rented farmland. However, in less than a decade, the fair outgrew its expectations and was recognized as one of the best in the state. Harness racing was introduced to Hancock County in the following years. Located in the infield is horseman Butch Harmony's final resting place. Harmony passed suddenly after setting the track record in 1967. He was buried with his trophy blanket. Hancock County is still known today for its horsemen. The standardbred breeding farm, Hickory Lane, has produced outstanding foals for decades, including the 2020 Ohio Horse of the Year, Action Uncle. The farm currently stands champion studs What the Hill, Uncle Peter, and Racing Hill. The area is also home to the University of Findlay, one of the most respected equine study programs in the country, as well as a national ranking show team. The Hancock County Fair is a member of the Ohio Colt Racing Association. They host 2 days of live-action harness racing, including a leg of the Springhaven Farms Ladies Driving Series.
Hi, I'm Dean Gillespie, and I want to tell you about the Ohio Colt Racing Association. There's 19 member fairs, and they sponsor the Partial Futurity in Greenville, Ohio. You need to race in the OCRA. Great racetracks, great people. Bring the kids and come out to the fair, and remember, fair time is fun time.
Bow River Jewelry has been the premier designers of sulky jewelry for more than 30 years. We incorporate today's fashion designs to create a unique piece of jewelry only found at Bow River. Visit bowriverjewelry.com today.
We are back. Where's my little beep?
Different setup today.
Different
Yeah,
setup. Oh, I got to be on my
setup.
toes today. But we're back here at the Hancock County Fair in Findlay, Ohio. This again, my co-hosts, Ashley Daly and
With a D,
Frank Fraz,
with a
and
D.
I'm Tom Pye, the Harnish guy. I'm going to give a little recap from yesterday. Well, great day of racing here at the county fair. It's the county fair at the best, but racing at the best. We started in the first race. 2-year-old Billy Trotters there. Ronnie G caught the mile with a lot of spirit and grow face. Neck and neck, nose to nose. The Jim Artledge trainees, they finished a lot of spirit, took the mile. Second race comes back with the flight. Steve Carter trainee, Ryan Stahl. Again, Noble, nose to nose. Kimberly Daly's Noble, Rock This Lady.
You know what? That's my horse.
That's your horse,
That's my
and
horse.
just a nose, got beat a nose. Coming last quarter, 29-3. Then the third race was a all by designer specs, and she just said, "Here's looking at you, kid." Just trotted home in 29-2, win by 2 1/4 over telling the story, telling but Jay Weller trainee and. Ryan Stahl drove 202-1. She is in Sunday night at Northfield.
Is she?
Okay, for the 300,000.
Yep, because I was actually just looking at points yesterday, and is she number? Do you know off the top of your head? Am I
You'll think
probably not ringing a bell? Am I?
The only thing on top of my head is a bald spot. That's all I have. But anyway, so then then the next race with the 3-year-old filly Paces went amount 2-1. But Gucci prevailed by a head. That was a fantastic race, too. Hank, let me get these. Hey, I got so many papers here and so many notes.
And so yesterday was all fillies, right? And today is all colts.
Yeah. And as I go along, I drop everything, and I'm like that Professor Irwin Corey. You're too young for that, but
Yeah.
he was all befuddled, and but yeah, noble spirit. It was just a great day. I mean, people were on things in the Big Bad John in the Gucci had one win by a head. It was 5 of them across the track. They come in the last quarter, 29 seconds flat, and there was 1 length separated the first 5 horses. And then rounding out the signature series with Colton Noble aboard Ubuntu. Cut the mile. And Chris Presley sat on his helmet with Big Booty Rudy. And Big Booty Rudy, the son of Big Bad John, out of an Arts Escape mare, coming off a month ago, set the track record of Edmund Osiris of 53-1, which was one heck of a mile. He set a new track record here, 51-56-4. So today we have 11 races. There's again 2 Springhaven Farm Ladies Driving Series and the Doc Schoonover. The track record for trotters is 158-1, set in 2013 by Wild Ride. And we've been having a couple of wild rides. So, Ashley, how do you like the first race?
How do I like the? Okay, so we're jumping right into it. So actually, I always try to look at our programs a little bit ahead before we, get here for the afternoon, just to familiarize myself.
Okay.
And so, when I was looking, a lot of these colts have been together at least, if not most of the year already, at least the last 6 starts. They've been racing against each other. And, I have to say, I always like Lightning Frenzy. I do always like Lightning Frenzy, so the 5 in this race. I think just his story is cool. Now, you know that story, right, Tom?
Yeah, I think every horse has a story. What is he?
Yeah, so for those, I know that we've actually, Austin, I've talked about it before. There's been a few of us on-air talents that have mentioned Lightning Frenzy before, and that's because his beginnings was they were a little unconventional, how he received his name. And so I'm not sure how old he was. I don't even think he was considered a weanling yet. As a baby, he was struck by lightning, and I actually just got to go meet this horse before I settled in as an on-air tonight. And you can't really tell, but it's kind of cool. So, as a baby, he was just struck by lightning. That's it. It went in his left side and exited, or his left side front shoulder, and exited his back right hip, if I'm remembering correctly, and it put him down. They said that he, probably wasn't going to make it. Like, I'm so sorry this happened, but it's not going to make it. And here he is, not a bad little horse for a 3-year-old, and the only scar he has is where it exited, and it's not even that bad. You have to kind of look for it to even know it's there.
They should have named him Harry Potter then.
Bad joke.
But now here's one for here. Roger Houston used to own a baby that got struck by lightning too.
Oh,
when it was out
really?
in the field and killed. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So it happens a lot more than you realize it does.
I tell you, Lightning Frenzy, he's got 30,000 in his card, 39 starts, 3 wins, 5 seconds, 5 thirds. That is, don't you forget it. It's funny, his dam is called Stormy Valentine. And I wonder if when the lightning crackles, does he get a little head shy and duck? I know I would. Once you get out in the thing, once in my life, in all my 71 years, I saw lightning strike, twice. I saw it strike the side of a mountain up in Brattleboro, Vermont, and it hit the transformer. It just went poof, and this blue smoke come up. Ooh. And we were without electricity for 1 or 2 days. But when I was a kid out in the baseball field, everyone ran up the field, and there was a big old oak tree, and that got hit. And it left a permanent black scar right down the middle. And that was just like, of course, it lit up just like the sun. And but it's scary. And I know up at Bowling Green when the lightning starts flashing around and they're on top of the bleachers, 10 stories high, they're looking and making sure that they're all mental. Oh, I shouldn't laugh, but I said you wouldn't catch me up there.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Let's say I grew up, my mom, if there's any truth to this, I'm not sure, but I'm sure you've heard before, where you're not supposed to be in water or around water when it's storming because it will transmit through. So I was always, as a kid, I wouldn't even go in the kitchen. I remember being absolutely petrified that it was going to come through the sink.
This is what they do to kids, too. They say, well, don't do this because this is going to happen. And they get the kids psychotic, They don't want to see water. They won't even hold a glass of water during the storm. Well, we have some out. We're around to get the post parades here. It is almost time.
I want to say it is. We are 1 minute before 6.
Looks like we've got 6 out, waiting on 1 still.
Leaping Legend. Now, I'm not even going to mention that, so I don't want to jinx anybody in the race about their. Here they come for the first race.
So that is the corner post for the first race. 3-year-old Gold Trot in memory of Jack Greeno, first $9,034.
Ronnie Gillespie's on the 7. 1 Leaping Legend and Jason Brewer. 2, we go for the front. Jeff Nysonger in the bike. 3, Caviar's Yankee and Ed Greeno Jr. 4 is Horsefly with Joe Carter. 5, Lightning Frenzy, Scott Cisco. 6, Naughty Pine, Bruce Schmitz is up. And the 7, Tiger King, driver change, Ronnie Gillespie in the sulky. That's the field for the first race. 3-year-old Colt Trotter, Ronnie Gillespie, is on the 7.
So that is the 3-year-old Colt Trotters, in memory of Jack Greeno. Their purse, One dash for the cash. $9,834. They score 6 wide here, so the 7 starts from the second tier. So Ronnie Gillespie will be following either Leaping Legend or We Go for the Front. And Ashley. Ron Gillespie has 60. Do you have the stats?
I do. I do have the updated that Frank shared with me via Austin Scott earlier. All right, so in the drivers, Ronnie is sitting in first with 63 wins.
That is going into today, so we're not sure
So,
what has
okay.
happened at the other 2 tracks
Okay,
today.
going into today. From last night, then, Jeff Nysonger sitting second with 60,
I knew it was close.
and Cam is sitting third with 56.
So those are the 1, 2, 3. And I believe we can look at the results from last night, see if Ron Gillespie or if anybody picked up any. So
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not sure as far. We were also at Van Wert this afternoon as well as Canton. I'm not sure if any of those guys kind of traveled around the state of Ohio.
I don't think
before
they do
this.
Canton.
No, they probably did Van Wert and then came up here
Yeah.
to catch a few drives. So not sure what Ronnie, and I think Jeff is here, is he not?
Yes, he
He
is.
should be. Yeah, he was. He does have a couple
I saw
of
him
changes.
in the post parade.
Is he?
Yeah, he's on the 2.
Jeff Nysonger.
We go for the front.
I say honestly, I do think this race could go anyway. It's a nice opening field of 3-year-old colt trotters.
Now they have the leading horse in the race, fastest and the most wins is Leapin' Legend, Jason Brewer. James Fleming's 3-year-old gelding by Uncle Peter has 6 wins out of 12 starts, 3 seconds and 1/3, 23,000 on his card for the year, 28,000 lifetime. That was an Ohio Select sale yearling for 21,000. So he has now in the profit column. So that which is good, I think. You never know these things.
And I say you can't break it down as far as stall rent and
Well,
vet
yeah.
work. You can't break it down that far.
Tons of carrots, and they got to keep them happy. Yeah, but definitely so. That's a 23,000. The second, Tiger King with Ronnie Gillespie has 18 starts, 3 wins, 4 seconds, and 2/3, 22,000. He was a Buckeye Classic yearling sale, 15,500.
And both trained by Jason Brewer. Of course, he chose to drive the one Leaping Legend. And that Tiger King is coming off. I mean, honestly, we could talk about any of their lines. But specifically, so just staying on the Tiger King train, he is coming off of a second from Lima behind We Go for the Front, which is the 2
Yep.
in this race. And then still at Lima, but in a second division, we had Naughty Pine with the win and Caviar's Yankee with the second.
3-year-old colt trotters first $9,834.
Anybody's
The
game.
start for the first race, and here they come. Fanda trotting it along the inside. Leaping Legend has them out there by an early half a length. Outside We Go for the Front is going for the pocket as they make their swing. In there to be an early third comes Caviar's Yankee. Fourth at the rail is Tiger King. As they will move into the backstretch, then we have Lightning Frenzy. Followed over there by Naughty Pine and the trailer Horsefly as they travel on up the backstretch. They're in single file as they go to the opening quarter. And out there with the lead, Leaping Legend. We Go for the Front there second in 31 and 3. In there to be third, Caviar's Yankee. It's a Tiger King who is in fourth, and Tiger King now moves up on the outside as they will circle the turn. Next it's Lightning Frenzy, followed by Naughty Pine. And Horsefly buzzing at the back as they come off the turn and trot down here to the half and out there with the lead. Leaping Legend, Tiger King on the outside second. Third at the rail as We Go for the Front. And the move now, Lightning Frenzy fourth. Covered up in fifth is Yankees Caviar the half. In 103 and 3. The last two remain Naughty Pine and Horsefly as they continue around the turn. Leaping Legend and Jason Brewer dictate the tempo. Tiger King is on the outside, inching closer. Along the rail as we go for the front third. Over there fourth is Lightning Frenzy. Nowhere to go for Caviar's Yankee as they travel up the backstretch to 3/4, where Leaping Legend is still the one to catch. Tiger King on the outside second. We go for the front and third. 3/4, 136 and 2. Moving around the final turn, Leaping Legend still the leader. Tiger King grinding it out on the outside. Looking 3 wide, Lightning Frenzy. Right there as we go for the front. Still needing room is Caviar's Yankee and through the stretch. It's a Leaping Legend. Tiger King on the outside. Tiger King and Leaping Legend. Leaping Legend and Tiger King. Photo for win. Tight on the finish line. Time of the mile, 2:06.
Last quarter in 29 and 3.
I might even go to say photo for place. I say the way that they crossed.
It was a close,
Yeah,
tight finish.
yeah.
Who's your guess for who won that?
I don't know.
I'm always putting people right on the spot. I love it. Who won that? Because I don't know, but
Because I really do feel like, who was up on the outside? Was it Tiger King?
Yeah,
on
it
the
was.
outside?
We're just a little bit. This is a tight photo, but I'm going to say. No, I can't say.
Yeah.
It's tough. Tough. That was a
So we will
great.
wait for the official
Official.
before we start throwing anything out there, because I don't know.
And I'll tell you, the races have just been just like that, all for the past day, yesterday and today.
I just realized I said photo for place, but I meant show. So photo
To win.
just when they crossed the finish line, they were all the way that it happened. It looked, those first two and then those next two were.
But it just looked like Leaping Legend was beat by Tiger King, but but
we'll see.
it's
We'll
tight.
see.
It's a
And even Lightning Frenzy definitely made his last little move there.
It looks like number one is
Still
coming back
examining the
around.
photo here.
So we did have some people make their way to the winner's circle, so maybe they know something we don't.
I've seen Mehdi go over there and have to slowly turn around and head back.
The true walk of shame.
Number one, Leaping Legend, started this way, but then put the brakes on and turned around to go back towards the fence when he heard the announcement. So right now, he's over there. If you take a look, he's talking to Mike Wolkenberg. We do have a monitor for you guys down there.
172
Wow,
in
we
the
got it.
first.
172.
That was a excellent finish. 172 just for you. But the two, we go for the front. 3 class horses, Colts and Geldens in there, you should say. 3, 9.
In the winner's circle
9.
after winning the first race, it is the one Leaping Legend, a 3-year-old bay-gutted son of Uncle Peter. At a Leaping Lady by Donato Hanover, I'm a James Fleming. Jason Brewer is the trainer. Jason Brewer, the winning driver. Time of the mile, 2:06. This one in memory of Jack Garino. So Leaping Legend was the race winner. We go for the front was third. Caviar's Yankee fifth. Horsefly seventh. Lightning Frenzy fourth. Naughty Pine sixth. And Tiger King second. 135, 74, 62, 31 and 3. 103 and 3. 136 and 2. The mile time, 2:06.
That was career win number 3,998 for the 43-year-old Jason Brewer. So we have a couple of countdowns here at Hancock County Fair, Findlay. Ashley, it looks like going to be a good day of good racing. So with that, we shall return for the second here at Hancock County Fair. This is a 2-year-old colt pace purse of $4,390. We have 6 in it to win it, and we shall be back shortly.
Cool Winds Farm in Lima, Ohio is a full-service standardbred breeding facility that specializes in stallion management. Cool Winds Farm stands the popular Dancing Yankee, whose first crop hit the ground this year and are great-looking individuals. Cool Winds is also standing Rockin' Amadeus, sire of world champion Ocean Rock. Be sure to inspect the Cool Winds yearlings at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway on September 17th.
Athletes, they come in all shapes and sizes. They catch, they leap, they run. Some athletes even come with 4 legs and paws and hooves. When these beloved family members need care, remember the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center. Ohio State experts wrote the book on exceptional animal care and know how to get our best friends back on their feet. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
We're back here at Hancock County Fair in the finest of Findlay, Ohio.
This is my first time at Findlay.
Nice little town.
I've been through, and actually on the history that I just recently wrote, we heard before the first race. Findlay is home, of course, to the University of Findlay, which is one of the best equine programs. And actually, so I went to Wilmington College, and I was on the equestrian team. I was trying to remember, I was an advanced rider on the team, and the only time I had been to Findlay was the regionals they host here. And Findlay is a great team, and that's just not me researching and saying they're one of the best horse programs. They are undoubtedly one of the best, and especially when it comes to their Western team, they've won nationals. I want to say multiple years in a row.
Wow!
I think last year was canceled, COVID-19, but in 2019 I want to say they were back-to-back champs. And they're wonderful, beautiful facilities. And my family races the OCRA circuit, but this is my first time here.
Now, see, this is what amazes you. Come to a town, and you find out little bits like I never knew there's a national champion with their equestrian team 2 years in a row.
Honestly, and I know that they've many times. They are, because I went to school down south, so we weren't necessarily in the same district as them, so we didn't see them all the time, but when it came to regionals, they were always the one to beat for obvious reasons. And they're just a great training program. Great training program.
They're like the New York Yankees of equestrian teams.
And I have to say, again, so this is my first time, and I was trying to figure out where to go. Where's the racetrack? Where's everything else? And I saw 2 grandstands. I don't know if you noticed when you came in. And I got to say, I'm a little bit jealous of the horse riding people because they have their grandstand is smaller than the one we're in this evening, but it's covered.
Oh, yes.
This one, we are sitting directly in the sun, and the temperature outside is pretty nice. I'd say it's around, 70-ish?
77 it was.
Oh, it doesn't even feel that hot, but it's the sun that is a little brutal.
Brutal.
I say we've got umbrellas
Yeah.
covering our equipment, so we try not to overheat.
I think that's what a little bit yesterday we got the equipment got a little hot, and it shut off for.
Oh, okay.
So I know we had to wait for it to come back, but.
So you were here yesterday. Did anybody join you yesterday?
No, I was solo.
Solo.
Sitting here babbling to myself.
That's fine. I'm sure you enjoy it.
But no, this 2-year-old colt pacer not on the track. How many got? I see 3 out there. I see 4. We have 6. I hear 5, 6. Are they should about be ready to post parade.
I say Findlay. I'm not sure how it was yesterday for you, but I would expect it to run just a little bit faster because there is no wagering here.
That's what it is. And they did get them out and good. Also, they do have lights here, I believe. Yeah.
They should. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
At this one, we're sitting in the sun. We're not thinking about lights right now. Same as we're not thinking about it might get cool down tonight. We might need a jacket. I'm not thinking about a jacket.
No, not right now, and I hope not, because I parked way out, way out today. I didn't come in the Horseman gate, which is, pretty close. I came in the main gate, and usually when I come to these fairs, I can kind of finagle my way as close as the grandstand as possible, but I just couldn't do it today. Couldn't pull it off.
Well, one of the it was a horse van coming in yesterday in front of me. The guy stopped them. They're volunteers and they don't know. And
yeah.
He says to me, the guy goes through. He says, showed him my pass. I got 5 years of passes in my wallet. But he said, he's in here illegally. I says he's racing his horses. He's not illegal, but he didn't have a pass, didn't have his license with him, and he didn't have any money on him. Well, I says he comes prepared. I always said, but yeah.
And that's the thing when, especially as I've been traveling, we all have been traveling around the state. You have some people that absolutely have to see your pass and it has to be correct.
Yep.
And some people who just don't make the connection and don't even know that there's harness racing
Right.
today. So
Yes. I'm here. I got 2 horses. I'm racing 2 horses, but here they are. Hey, they're heading towards. And here's the second race, Ohio Colt Racing Association, 2-year-old Colt pace.
Announcer called a post for the second race, sponsored by Claire Huffman Hauling. A 2-year-old Colt Pacers, purse $4,390. 1 is M. Amadeus and Jeff Nysonger. 2, Saved at Sea. Alex Hawk is up. 3, Tommy Shelby. Driver change, Ryan Stahl. 4, High on Rock and Roll. Driver change, Scott Sisko. 5, Why Don't You Kiss This? Driver change to Tyler Rush. 6 is Ballard Mr. Coin. Ronnie Gillespie. And the sulky. That's the field for the second race. Jeff Nysonger on the 1. Ryan Stahl on 3, Scott Sisko 4, Tyler Rush on 5.
And so this is the first division. This is the first division of the 2-year-old Colt Pace. I want to say that there are 3 this afternoon.
Well, go ahead and say it.
Okay. I made some notes. Yes, there are
3 divisions.
3 divisions. It's the only one with only. What am I trying to say? It's the only 2-year-old
Colts.
Yes, with 3 divisions. There we go.
Yeah, they don't have any fillies today. They're just
Yep.
makes for an interesting card when they just have the fillies and things. I myself like to mix it up a little bit just because you do get a speed difference and different animals, but.
So, you might know the answer, but I'll put you on the spot. Why? Because, some fairs, do split them in between 2 days, if not more than that.
Yeah.
And some fairs, just throw them all together. Is there a reason? Do we know if there is a reason or when they started doing that?
I'm going to have to, I don't know, but I take a guess. It's probably just it's easy to classify them that way. Just we don't have to move them all around and all that. Just keep the boys, the girls, and, whatever, trotters, paces. But they try and they do a good job is they try and keep it to so everyone they have the divisions they're not more than 7 or 8 they try to keep them right about 6. You might have a 7 horse, but that's at 1 dash for the cash, and the divisions are going good. In this one with the these are the 2-year-old Colt paces. We got 1, 2, 3. Why Don't You Kiss This with Tyler Rush. And Brian George trainee by Do Me That Again. Phil Groves own him, Sydney, Ohio. Myron Custer, Sydney, Ohio. He has 12 starts, 4 wins, 1/3. Mark of Salina of 159 and 4. Now that's a good mark at Salina. Anytime you have a 2-year-old that can be 2 minutes up there, that's a good colt. He does show Lima 2-3. He's had the 8 and the 6 hole, so that puts a little crimp in him. Tommy Selby, I like 57 and 3 at Scioto qualified. This is a nice colt down by the seaside, owned by Michael Samajalio. Yeah, Do That Again. Ashley, could you pronounce that for me?
So,
Michael
yeah.
Jalio. See, nice, like daily, a nice, easy daily. That's a word for the English language.
Yes.
Daily.
Very
Pie.
plain.
That's 3 letters. Pie. P-Y-E. Even Frank. Franz. F-R. Sometimes you leave out the S, but the extra A. I don't know. But the nice, easy to pronounce. They just.
And,
I had Jay Wolf said that maybe I'm from back east and pronouncing these Indian names out the Native Americans.
Oh.
I have a
The
tough
starter
time
is
because
calling in the horses for the
Yeah,
second
yeah.
race, sponsored by Claire Huffman Hauling.
So
The starting gate is rolling.
So again, the overlay in the field, I think, is Why Don't You Kiss This? But it's a good field of 6 2-year-old colt paces. They're at the head of the lane for the second here at Findlay, Ohio.
2-year-old colt pacers, purse $4,390, approaching the start for race 2. They're off into pacing, high on rock and roll, goes out looking for the lead. Saved at Sea is off stride as they move around the turn. Now moving up is Ballard Mr. Coin, and Ballard Mr. Coin takes on over. High on rock and roll is there in second, further back in third to Tommy Shelby. Now to the outside in there next is Why Don't You Kiss This? In there next is M. Amadeus and the trailer Saved at Sea, so they travel to the opening quarter. And out there is Ballard Mr. Coin in 29-1. Ballard Mr. Coin is the leader. As they pace on into the turn, high on rock and roll is there in second. Tommy Shelby is third. Why Don't You Kiss This on the outside, fourth. M. Amadeus is there in fifth, and the trailer Saved at Sea. So they travel down here to the halfway mile mark of the race where Ballard Mr. Coin has them out there by almost 2. High on rock and roll is their second. Tommy Shelby is third on the outside. Why Don't You Kiss This? The half in 103-3. Then it's M. Amadeus, and Saved at Sea has caught the others as they move around the turn, and they'll head on into the backstretch. And out there with the lead, it's Ballard Mr. Coin. In their second, high on rock and roll to the outside. Why Don't You Kiss This? Still parked, still inching closer. Tommy Shelby is there in fourth. Pacing in fifth is M. Amadeus, and Saved at Sea being roughed up at the back as they go by 3/4. They'll report there in 132-4 and around the final turn. Ballard Mr. Coin still the leader. On the outside second, Why Don't You Kiss This? Up the rail on rock and roll, needing some racing room. Then we have Tommy Shelby and stretch, and it's Ballard Mr. Coin. Outside, Why Don't You Kiss This? Still looking for room. High on rock and roll, it's Ballard Mr. Coin to win. High on rock and roll second. Why Don't You Kiss This? Got third. 203-2.
The last half in 59-2. Last quarter in 29-2. No, it's the last half in 59-2. Yeah, do that.
I know, everything's kind of running together. So I have to say, though, I talked to Dalton Walls, so trainer Dalton Walls, who just, Ballard Mr. Coin. He did not have high expectations of this colt going into this race. He has not been happy with him lately. And then goes out and wins.
Well, that's what they do to you. They make
Partner,
liars
let's
out
go
of
in
you.
on the
You
entry
see,
fee on Yankee Sparkle. Yankee Sparkle, let's get that in right away.
yeah, he just is his second win in 13 starts. The son of Mr. Big, Dalton Wall's trainee. I'll tell you, it's like he up that excellent mile, cut the mile, and comes last half 59-2, unofficial. And Ron Gillespie. We add to Mr. Gillespie's
Yes,
leading.
so that'll be 64 wins. Well, I say we're assuming that there were no wins at Van Wert and Canton for the leading drivers.
Yeah.
But that will put him up to 64, right? I think.
You ask me?
I saw you were looking at me like.
I don't. You win another one.
The second race is 6 Ballard Mr. Coin, a 2-year-old bay gelded son of Mr. Big. And a Hawaii connection by Village Connection owned by Robert Rodriguez. Dalton Walls is the trainer. Ronnie Gillespie, the winning driver, time of the mile 2:03.2. This one sponsored by Claire Huffman Hauling.
So in there you see Dalton at the head.
So
of
Emma
Ballard
Amadeus
Mr.
was
Coyne.
5th, saved at C6. Tommy Shelby was 4th. High on Rock and Roll 2nd. Why Don't You Kiss This was 3rd. And Ballard Mr. Coyne, the winner. 5, 6, 4, 2, 3, 1, 29 and 1, 101 and 3, 132 and 4, 203 and 2.
Yeah, that's what they. Mile 203 and 2. Battle Mr. Coyne took a mark at Paulding at 201 and 3. That was his only win this year. But
Dalton was saying earlier in the barn that he started off great and it's just kind of, has
he's
tapered off recently.
He's been hanging around at 2 minutes and 4/5. That's a lot of that'll be their time for their 2-year-old year. He's a nice little, I won't say bargain, but a nice little purchase. Buckeye Classic, $5,700. That's the 3. Why Don't You Kiss This? Buckeye Classic for $7,000.
And something to always consider, especially sometimes I yell at my mother for this, is you're seeing, these over 2-minute miles and you're not happy with them. It doesn't matter. A win is a win.
A win
You're
is a
still
win.
walking away. That purse was over $4,300.
Yes.
I say it all depends on where you draw,
Yep.
and who you're drawing in with.
Yep.
There's absolutely no shame with having a horse that can hold its own.
A win is a win.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
that
right.
holds its
And
own. at a fair
speaking
track.
of wins, today at Van Wert, the only one of the top 3 to get a victory was Cam McGowan.
Was Cam, okay.
He was the only one. Pierce Henry had a win. I think he's in the top 10, maybe.
Yes, he was, but he wasn't super
but
high
yeah,
up.
That was the only one that got a win at Van Wert. I'm trying to get you the information from Canton,
Canton,
just to be, what's the word I'm looking for?
That's a ways. I don't think you could do Canton in here, but we never know.
I have no sense of direction. I'm not even going to lie to you, so don't even, I don't even know where.
Justin Irvine picked up 2 there.
Okay.
And Kurt Sugg had 1, and I think they are both on the list as well.
Yep.
But
But they are
Well down.
top.
Yep. So whatever you have for Ronnie is +1 is
Yes.
where he is right now.
And so just to reiterate that, looking at it now, so Ronnie just won the 2nd race here at Hancock County. That puts him up to 64. Jeff Nysonger is with 60, and Cam McGowan is at 57.
Incidentally, at Van Wert today, I just got which I've watched. I've seen the colt was just coming off a track record at Hicksville at the Defiance County Fair. It was I Get It, and he went again up at Van Wert. This time he went in 201 and 4 last quarter, and he trotted 28 flat. Nice. Don't you get it, or I get it, or whoever got it, but nice gelding, and congratulations to Bob Russell. Yeah, Bob Russell, Bob Rowland, and Ann Russell. They do a great job with the old horse. We saw him from a 2-year-old up, and just he's demolishing them up in Northville. So with that,
I say we're jabbering a little bit.
yes. With that, they shall return for the 3rd here at Findlay, the Hancock County Fair. And this is the first division of the 2-year-old colt trot, going for $5,799. We shall return.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
For over 50 years, Midland Acres has provided top-quality Ohio-bred colts and fillies. As a third-generation farm with 500 acres of pasture for breeding to boarding and on-site veterinarian care, we understand the importance of delivering well-cared-for and well-mannered yearlings. Visit us September 17th at the Pickaway County Fairgrounds and get in the winner's circle with the yearlings by Fear the Dragon, Yankee Cruiser, Pet Rock, and Long Tom. Midland Acres,
doing our best to bring you the best.
Ashley Daly.
Daily
She
with a
adds
D.
sunshine to a sunshiny day.
You know, you were the only one to ever tell me that.
And that's with the D.
Frank tells me what? I'm Princess of the Night.
That was your nickname in college. Hey, that's all I know.
And today, what was I doing? I was sitting in my car today when Frank and I were leaving to head up here, and what'd you even do? You called me after to make sure that I had gotten out of my car. My car hadn't started yet, so I was sitting with the windows up. It was hot, right? And he calls me, hey, just want to make sure you got out of the car because you can't leave a dog in there too long.
She might have fallen asleep in the car. I was worried about her.
I was at work.
Doesn't matter. You could fall asleep at work. I was worried that you might have dozed off a little
Well,
bit.
yeah,
I appreciate the concern. I am alive and well.
Did not have a bowl of water in there with you. But yeah, that's a good point though. On weather like this, make sure all your animals, talk about cats, dogs, and horses, make sure they have plenty of water, right? Because I tell you, they can go for days and days without food, but they don't last that long without water. So make sure they have water. And as they say up in New England, water. And that's just keep them cool, keep them in shade, and take care of your four-legged pets or your two-legged friends too. Make sure they have plenty of water too. Speaking of that, would you like a bottle of water?
I gotta say, I actually don't even have one.
I will give you some water. I got some ice-cold water. Yeah.
You're more prepared than I am, Tom.
I have learned in my travels is sometimes we do not have a water stand, and I get dehydrated.
Especially when you're sitting right smack in the middle of the sun, right? Thank you so much.
You want a can koozie to put that on. I got a can koozie.
Is it a can koozie from the OHHA? Do you have one of those?
I got lots of those, believe me. See what I got for you. No.
While you guys are talking water, we just want everybody to make sure if you're watching us tonight, we're on YouTube, check in and get yourself registered for our prize package that we will have at the end of the month of September. Chance to win some nice prizes.
And
sorry, not to interrupt, we just had somebody from Delaware win the August package I sent out yesterday.
There's the call to post for race number 3, sponsored by Stillwater Metal. 2-year-old colt trotters, a purse $5,799. One is Uncle Pete Takes Cash and Ed Greeno Jr. 2 CS Sam Power, Michelle Caldwell drives. 3 is My Guy Wraps It Up and Ronnie Gillespie. 4 is Penny Royal Hill, Jeff Nysunger. 5, Tom DeBomb and Tommy Dawson. And the 6, Chuckles Begonia, Jason Haynes, in the sulky. That's the field for the third race. No change here in race 3.
No changes for race 3.
Cheryl Haynes is a little bit of trivia, a little bit of a background story just told by Mike Wipkenberg. He said he's 84 years young, and he used to be a sparring partner with his wife. No. That's sparring. He said he says he was only knocked down twice that year. But she used to be a sparring partner for Jack Dempsey. And I'm trying to.
Do you have any background on Jack Dempsey?
Jack Dempsey.
People of my age.
I was just about. Do you know who Jack Dempsey is?
You know Jack Dempsey. He had,
do you have any idea, Ashley?
I mean, he was a fighter. I can tell you that much.
Oh, okay.
By context clues.
I'll tell you the best thing about the web is Imagine having this when you're playing Final Jeopardy and they ask you something. Everyone gets what they do that now anyway. But Jack Dempsey, he's a prize fighter, American professional boxer. He was born in 1895. Competed from 1914 to 1927. And he was a world champion from 1919 to 1926 from Manassas, Colorado. 6'1", 193 pounds. And I don't say, was he the last of the bare-knuckle brawlers? Back then, they used to go like 120 rounds with no gloves. And it was called the Manassas Mauler. So I guess here's your. We better get after the racing, but that's Sherry Haynes.
They're way to the gate.
I have something else after this race.
What do you like?
I don't have a great backstory, but as they come around, I'll quickly tell you about it. There was somebody, a famous athlete that was on this track. I don't know a whole lot about the backstory, but maybe you do. Maybe I can bring it up.
Yep, these 6 horses have a total of 3 wins. Uncle Peter takes cash.
First $5,799. Top stretch, and here they come.
Looks to be poised for the picture because it's got 5 seconds. And he raced just come off a win at Lima.
Off and trotting it as my guy wraps it up, trying for the lead on the inside. Uncle Pete takes cash as they move around the turn. CS Sam Power is there in third. On the outside, Penny Royal Hill in fourth as they move around the turn. CS Sam Power is on a break. Over there to be next is Tom DeBomb and Chuckles Begonia outside trailing as they go to the opening quarter. And out there with the lead, Uncle Pete takes cash. My guy wraps it up is there in second. Further back in third, Penny Royal Hill. Opening quarter 31 and 3. Tom DeBomb is there in fourth, and their fifth, Chuckles Begonia with CS Sam Power. They will move around the turn, and out there with the lead, Uncle Pete takes cash in Greeno by a length and a quarter. Right there in second, my guy wraps it up now. Is Penny Royal Hill as they come down here to the half. Also looking outside, Tom DeBomb. Then at the rail comes Chuckles Begonia with CS Sam Power. Moving here by the half, and it's Uncle Pete takes cash. Who's there in 103 and 4. Up and around the there to be second is Penny Royal Hill. Third up the rail is My Guy wraps it up. Then on the outside, Tom DeBomb. Losing stride, My Guy wraps it up. Also over there looked like Chuckles Begonia made a slight miscue as they go on to the 3/4 mile mark of the race, and out there with the lead, Uncle Pete takes cash. On the outside, Penny Royal Hill in second. Tom DeBomb is outside third, 136 and 4. Ronnie Gillespie's had his hands full there with My Guy wraps it up as they go around the 3/4 and into the final turn. The leader is Uncle Pete takes cash. Moving to the outside is Penny Royal Hill. Tom DeBomb moves up from third as they turn into the stretch. And it's Penny Royal Hill with the lead. Outside moving into second is Tom DeBomb. It's Penny Royal Hill. Penny Royal Hill to win. Tom DeBomb in for second. Uncle Pete takes cash. It's third. 208 and 2.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Well, it's third this time for Uncle Peter's takes cash. It is Penny Royal Hill and one of our leading drivers, Jeff Nicesonger.
That puts him up to 61. So he is, in fact, chasing Ronnie G. They got 3 wins separating them.
We got tight finishes at the track and on the track and in the program. But mile 2, I didn't get the mile 2.
I believe it was 208 and 2.
208 and 2. Last quarter 31 and 2.
See, I did not catch that last.
32 and 2. 451 just for fun. Penny Royal Hill, a What the Hill colt out of Image of a Sweet Day by Conway Hall, owned by Johnny Stant in Bloomfield, Ohio, and Chris McGuire, Franklin. Chris McGuire trained. Penny Royal Hill, a Harrisburg yearling of 15,000, just added an extra 20. Do the math. 20.
Yeah, around 26.
28.
Around 26.
Around 26. So that's good. Takes a. No, I got to mark a 2.7 and 2 at Lebanon. Penny Royal Hill.
So just taking a look back at his lines. You know, if he stays flat,
he can drop.
Yeah, he absolutely can do it, but he has to stay flat. And he, you know, last 3 starts out, he's made breaks towards the tail end of the mile, and even before that, came first turn was making breaks.
And Jeff has driven him 3 out of the last 4 starts. He's made 2 breaks. He did win one, and he won this one. The
Trotters.
Huh?
I said trotters.
Yeah.
I always like to say. My Pacers.
The winner's circle after winning race 3. It is the 4, Penny Royal Hill, a 2-year-old bay colt by What the Hill. Out of Image of a Sweet Day by Conway Hall, owned by Johnny Stant. And Chris McGuire. Chris McGuire trains Jeff Nysonger, the winning driver, in 208 and 2. This one sponsored by Stillwater Metal. So Uncle Pete Takes Cash was 3rd. CS Sam Power 4th. My Guy wraps it up 6th. Penny Royal Hill the winner. Tom DeBomb 2nd. Chuckles Begonia 5th. 3, 4, 6, 1, 2, 5, 31 and 3, 103 and 4, 136 and 4, 208 and 2.
So, Mr. Nysonger adds to his ever increasing total. This is Tom DeBomb. Got to pronounce it Tom DeBomb. He won a good mile. Shows us, well, that's his first, second in 9 starts. So that was a good, nice little 2-year-old colt trot, Ohio Colt Racing Association. We shall return to the Hancock County Fair in fabulous Findlay, Ohio, home of the world champion equestrian team. For the 4th race coming up, 3-year-old colt pace. There's only 4 in it. Everyone gets a check, and they got a good couple of we have a horse here just coming off Caveat Sergeant, just coming off a Buckeye Stallion series, and got beat a neck at Scioto. 151 and 1. This might be a zooming down the lane mile. We shall return after these few messages.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigDWeb.com. Most orders ship that day, or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
With more than 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. Much of that value comes from standardbred horse owners, breeders, trainers, and drivers who participate in the sport of harness racing. The mission of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association is to preserve, protect, promote, and serve the entire standardbred industry in Ohio and beyond. To learn more about the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, go to ohha.com. That's ohha.com. Selling your horse? Sell for free. No fees, no commissions. The only free auction site in the industry. There's no problem selling your horse at harnesshorseauction.com.
We are back. Ashley Daly, Frank Frost, and I am Tom Pye, the harness guy. We are sitting in the sun, just like 3 little baked beans.
Baked beans.
The beautiful racing, good finishes. That last one was a good mile. The 2-year-old trotters, they stayed flat, and down the stretch they came. This is the 4th race coming up here at Findlay. It's the Ohio Colt Racing Association. 3-year-old colt pace is 4 in it. And as I said, we have a powerhouse. From the rail out, we have Lion on the Beach. Christy Noble train for the Norma Ray Billie Jean Racing. So what? Oh, I was thinking of Michael Jackson's song, Billie Jean.
Oh, I gotcha.
Norma Ray Racing Stable, that is, as Roger told us, is Norman is Dan Norman Noble, and it's Christy Ray Noble. So they have the Norman Ray Limited. That's where they get that little things. Got 7. It hasn't been on the board in 7 starts, but has paced last week and sat second, paced in 57-2. And the Ohio stakes here, it shows 59-2, 58, 57, 58, 58-4. Not for the want of speed, but just has not hit the board.
Are we still on Lion on the Beach number 1?
Yeah.
So if you're really looking, he took a ton of time off. Do you see? And,
Oh, yes.
And was
See?
originally in the Brian Roebuck stable.
That's, thank you.
Yeah.
That's why when I say to my co-host, kick me when you see something. But that, this is his third start back, has had 2 fourths, and paced in 59-2 with the last quarter, 29-1. And the 20th, he paced in 57-2, last quarter, 29 at Greenville. So, Ron Gillespie in the sulky.
And because I was broadcasting with Jason Bloom at Troy for this horse's first start back after that 4-month span of sitting, and we're not sure because you don't really see many in the Noble stable that have no wins, have no seconds, have no thirds. It's very, very rare.
Yes.
And we don't, and like Jason and I were talking, we didn't know the story behind Lion on the Beach as far as was it an injury? Did he get sick? I'm not sure. I don't know why he had to take all that time off. Or if it was just, maybe he just needed to grow up a little bit. That's what they thought a few months in the field might help.
Now, he's with the 2 starts under his belt on the 16th and the 20th. Here it is, September 2nd. That's how many days? 13?
How many days are in? Yeah.
Okay, so that will be horse to watch. If we had parimutuel wagering, might be worth a little wagering. But if you want to put your quarter down or whatever. Life Master with Mark Winters, trainee, a Yankee Cruiser out of a Cam Best mare, has yet to grace the winner's circle, has 3 thirds and 9 starts. It's been pacing Lima 2:02-3. Troy 2 minutes flat, and that's a good mile. Come last quarter, 30 seconds flat.
Ayers is on the bit looking for the 4th race.
They're still in the paddock. Bring them on out. And poor Roy Hill. Now, Roy Hill has made 3 breaks in a row, but he made a break at Northfield, and still pace a mile in 56-2. Last quarter, 29-3. Got a mark of 54-4 at Northfield in the slop. Has 14 starts, 3 wins, 3 seconds, 3 thirds. And Roy Hill at Attica and Mansfield, look, he was going to be very competitive in that, but made the breaks. Something's pinching him, as they say. You can introduce us to Caveat Sargent.
I mean, I want to say there's a lot to introduce, right? Like we said, he's probably the horse to watch in this race, but funny things have happened before. He's coming off of a second at a BSS, so a Buckeye Stallion Series at Scioto, and he's been racing great. And before that, he was first, second, first, and first again, and second in a BSS at Northfield. So I do think he is, a little bit above class as far as it goes for the 3-year-old colt pacers here. But you never know. You never know. You really never do.
Again, it's a different track, different sites, different scenes.
Horsemen, we do ask that you get your driver changes in. Let's take under the starter. Let's get your driver changes in before your horses hit the racetrack.
Rich is on the card by far, and with a mark in 154 and 4 at Northfield.
He did last year. He was 0 for 10, had 3 seconds and 1/3, made $62,552. And this year again, he's got $29,000 on his card with 5 wins, 5 seconds, and 1/3 and 15 starts. As Ashley said, shows nothing but seconds and wins on this card. 3 seconds, 3/3. Up to $91,991.
And that's what so if you're not looking at a program, feel free to go to harnessracingohio.com/video, and you can, take a look at the program with us. But even, Tom, if you're looking at money-wise, so the 4, Caviar Sergeant, last year had 10 starts, no wins, still made $62,000.
The horses for the 4th race, 3-year-old colt pace, first $5,637, sponsored by American Electric Power. 1 is Lion on the Beach and driver change Ronnie Gillespie. 2, Life Master, Scott Sisko. 3, Roy Hill and Ryan Stahl. 4, Caviar Sergeant, driver change Tyler Rush in the sulky. That's the field for race 4. Ronnie Gillespie on 1, Ryan Stahl on 3, Tyler Rush on 4.
Scott Sisko, the only one on who was named in the program driving.
And so, Frank, I have to ask, we're streaming on YouTube, right?
Yes, we are.
I have not been able to see any comments. Do we have any?
Well, we've gotten a couple. We've had Jenny Grove checked in from London, Ohio.
Oh, Ohio.
Ellen
Ohio.
Credit said because of stud horses. I'm not sure what that was in reference to. And then Mark Rockovic says it's Sigmaglio. Mike Sigmaglio was partners with Fan Russo on a good number of Ohio Sire Stakes winners, trained and driven by the late Chip Noble. China Grove and Hilliard Hill are 2 of those that come to mind.
Thank you.
So it's always nice to have commentary.
Yes.
And those kinds of comments, because we only know so much, right? Can only
speak for yourself. You're young. The rest of us know everything.
So I will absolutely admit that there are plenty of stories and plenty of people in this industry that I am not familiar with.
But this, we have years of experience, but we forget everything too.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. So that's I just don't know anything yet. You guys forget everything.
I'm the king of UBIs. Useless bits of information.
Yes.
Bibelot, they call that. Incidentally, yesterday I was checking on some of the comments from different. And as I mentioned, we got now Australia. Will you fix that book? I try and keep on catching it. There we go. And Australia, and of course Alaska, Hawaii. It's just fantastic to have you folks joining us, and keep on sending us because you're going to get entered into the contest, the monthly contest.
3-year-old colt pacers approach the gate.
And so if you guys aren't familiar with what's in that package that we send out if you win, there's lots of cool little things. So actually 2 signed books by Roger Houston, our one and only. It is his personal book as well. I'm not sure the title. I can't.
The Voice.
Oh, duh.
First
off.
And $637 approaching the start for the 4th race. And here they come.
Here's the 4th.
Here off and pacing Lion on the Beach. Sliding up the inside, Caviar Sergeant on the outside in 2nd. Life Master is there in 3rd. Roy Hill is in 4th as they move around the turn. And they straighten away into the backstretch. So out there and with the lead, it's Lion on the Beach. Caviar Sergeant on the outside, parked and pressing. There to be next comes Life Master with Roy Hill as they go to the opening quarter. And on the outside, Caviar Sergeant is working his way up in 4/5. In their 2nd, Lion on the Beach. Life Master is there in 3rd with Roy Hill. Moving around the turn, and they'll straighten away and pace down here to the half. Out there and with the lead, it's Caviar Sergeant by 2. In their second, Lion on the Beach. Life Master is there in third with Roy Hill. As they pace down here to the half, Caviar Sergeant out there, 2 to the good. Halfway home in 58-1. Lion on the Beach is there in second. It's Life Master third with Roy Hill. Around the turn, they straighten up into the backstretch. And the leader, Caviar Sergeant, they're in second. Lion on the Beach. Roy Hill is on the move on the outside, now third. Over there to be fourth is Life Master as they pace to the 3/4 mile mark of the race where it's Caviar Sergeant. Roy Hill is now up into second. 3/4, 1:29-1, and around that final turn. Out there with the lead, it's still Caviar Sergeant. Roy Hill second. Life Master outside third with Lion on the Beach as they wheel and deal to the top of the stretch. Caviar Sergeant and Tyler Rush out there by 2.5 lengths. There in second is Roy Hill. It's Caviar Sergeant who's pacing away. Caviar Sergeant to win. Roy Hill's in for second. Life Master is third. 1:58-3.
Caveat Sergeant. Yes, sir. He was a easy winner. Impressive mile by Roy Hill with his old tongue dangling out. That, when you tie horses out, that's so they can't fold it back and block the rear. That's called tying the tongue out. It helps an awful lot. I've had several that help quite a bit. But it looked like 4-2, 4-3-2.
Yes. Now, they win 158-3, and you had earlier said the track record for trotters. Do we know the track record for pacers?
It was just set yesterday.
For pacers?
Yep.
Oh, wait, so what? So maybe I got it wrong. So what are the track records?
Well, the track record for the is set by Trudy Rudy, Fit and Fruity, whatever it is.
Big Booty Rudy.
Big Booty Rudy.
Okay.
156-4, just a brand new track record, you see.
156-4.
And the trotters are 158-1.
Okay, that's
so the
pretty smoking miles for this nice little track.
When you consider this is the race once a year.
That's what I always, especially Urbana, because that's just where I grew up, where I'm from. But I love seeing the last quarters at the fairs.
Oh yeah.
And some of them, like I know there was one BSS that came home at Urbana, and I believe it was 27 and a piece on a fair track.
Yes.
It's just I love seeing those last quarters.
And the close finishes too.
Yeah.
And
Moving back to the winner's circle after winning race 4, it is the 4 Caviar Sergeant, a 3-year-old big-gutted son of Well Said. At a Caviar Spring by some beach somewhere on the Caviar Farms, trained by Brian Brown. Tyler Rush, the winning driver. Time of the mile, 1:58-3. This race sponsored by American Electric Power, AEP. Again, we do thank AEP, as I mentioned earlier. They donated all the labor to set all the poles for the new lighting here. This fairgrounds got a grant from the Ohio Harness Horsemen Association, a much appreciated grant purchasing the new lighting. And AEP then went ahead and donated all the labor to put those lights in. So much appreciated here, American Electric Power, the sponsor of race number 4.
So we were talking about lights earlier, and there's our answer. We absolutely have lights on this track because they just received a grant.
We took it for granted that they had lights. We took a grant that they got. But, yeah.
So so Tyler Rush, I have to say, you don't see him drive very often. I feel like, when he was more towards his younger, earlier 20s, you saw him a lot more. But I always thought he had talent. I've always thought that. They gave us the official rundown.
No, wait. First quarter, I think, was 29-4.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I did not catch that first quarter.
We did have the final time of 1:58-3. Last quarter, 29-2.
So Lion on the Beach was 4th, Life Master 3rd, Roy Hill 2nd, Caviar Sergeant the winner. 4-3-2-1, 28-4, 58-1. 129-1, 158-3.
So it was a quarter 28.
Bring them on the track for the 5th race. Let's bring them out for race number 5.
Caveat Sargent, with his 6th win and 26 starts, now has over $94,000, $95,000 on his card. That is in good racing it was. Now we're coming up the Ohio Colt Racing Association 2-year-old Colt Pace 2nd Division. This is 6 in here. This is the 5th race from Hancock County Fair. We shall return after these few short messages.
Cool Winds Farm in Lima, Ohio wants to thank all the breeders that supported our first season standing the trotter, Muscle Diamond. Cool Winds also welcomed the proven sire, Mr. Apples, to our stallion barn. Randy and Kim Haynes also stand the only full brother to some beach somewhere, Bring on the Beach, sire of Heart of Chewbacca. Visit the Cool Winds consignment at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway Ag Center on Friday, September 17th.
Be sure to catch the new podcast, The Top of the Stretch, presented by the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. The podcast keeps fans of racing in the Buckeye State up to date on various topics concerning the sport of harness racing. The news and views of top officials, owners, trainers, drivers, and breeders in Ohio. That's the all-new podcast, Top of the Stretch, on the Facebook page of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. Be there!
And we're back.
We are. So, Frank, do we have a couple comments?
Yeah, we got a couple more comments have come in. Whoop, hold on a second.
We're
Let's get
getting
rid of that.
We're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
I hit the wrong button. Okay, there we go. Yeah, no, we've got a couple of comments. Let's see. Gary Cobb checked in from Calhoun Falls, South Carolina. KDO checking in from Johnson's Island. She was rooting for Roy Hill in that last race. She said he's been having some issues with braking. He got some chiropractic work, though, so he's doing well. Riley Hickel had put a comment here about Ronnie G getting at least 3 wins. Credit to him that he didn't drive or wasn't even at the fair to begin with. And Roger Houston and Austin Scott go through this every night. They go through everything. And there's been situations where drivers are credited with wins and not there, and they get readjusted on USTA. And then also Roger and Austin keep our things up to date. So those have all been corrected. And then a nice little conversation about Dr. H.D. Schoonover, who's a fixture at Ohio fairs for over half a century. Mark Rokovich says he was strictly all in capital letters, trotting man, a gem of a guy. So we love your comments. We're glad that you guys send them in to us. And when they come in, if we get around to them, we'll read them on the air. But as we're getting ready now for the 5th, I believe.
Yes, it is. 5th race, 2-year-old Colt Pace. Ohio Colt Racing Association.
Second division of 3. And, we were just saying, so who the Signature Series is named after. What his pronounce his last name for me.
Doc.
Schoonover?
No. I know he's around for 50 years.
Schoonover.
Okay. Say being a trotting man. I find that interesting, especially with all these county histories that I'm doing. Pacers weren't popularized well into the early 1900s.
Well, Gary Cobb tells the story that he had one pacer in his life, and it wrecked at Findlay, and he said as he was flying through the air counting the shingles on the old grandstand, he decided right then and there he would never have another pacer again, and he never did. LOL.
I think that's so neat because really the foundation of the standardbreds, they're trotters. But we see more pacers today, as we have 3 divisions of the 2-year-old Colt Pace. We just tend to see more pacers.
We'll drive the 4. Let's get them together. Let's line them up and put them in order, please.
So we have a driver change on the 4. Didn't catch who that is, so we will have to watch the post parade as they're making their way.
I believe he said Ryan Stahl.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure.
We will.
You know, I was talking to a gentleman up at, before I got down here from Bucyrus, and he pointed out, whoop, the post parade.
It's a little.
That's the call to post for the 5th race. Summer 5. Sponsored by Hufford Family Funeral Homes. 2-year-old colt pace, first $4,390. One is Willie Do It Again. Jeff Nysonger in the bike. 3 Rose Exiled. Driver change to Ryan Starr. 4 Oceanfront Property. Jason. 5. I set out of my way, and Alex Hawk. 6 Eagle on a Hill. Ronnie Gillespie. Sulky. That's the field for the 5th. Ryan Stahl on 3. Jason Brewer on 4.
Yeah. So our mics are going out just a little bit there, and so we'll kind of run down through the field of 6 for the 5th race. We have Willie Do It Again with Scott Sisko, 2 Cruisin' Artie with Jeff Nysonger, 3 Rose Run Exiled with Ryan Stahl, 4 Oceanfront Property, Jason Brewer, the 5 I Said Out of My Way, Alex Hawk, and 6 Eagle on a Hill remains Ronnie Gillespie.
Yes. Now, you know, looking at these young horses, and these are the 2-year-old pacing colts. As I said earlier, just a few minutes ago, probably 10 seconds ago, about talking with a gentleman up in Bucyrus before I come down here, and he was looking at the barn. I said, how old is this barn? Oh, he has to be probably in the 40s. He says he was stabled up there in the 60s, and his horse was Tigapa, T-I-G-A-P, Tigapa. It was a acronym, what have you. Mm-hmm. And he said he won his very first race in the business with them. And to put in context how many years ago that was, the driver was Donnie Irvine Sr.
Senior, okay.
And Junior and his brother and sister, Donnie Jr., were 10 years old. They were running around the barn area. They're all at that age. They were running the barn area. That was in the early 60s. And the horse, that Tigapa, I looked him up. He was a foal in 1958.
Wow.
And back then, you didn't have to go that fast or that to make that money to support him. If you made $1,000, $2,000 a year, it paid its way. But again, the people who had the trotting horses back there, they wanted the good trotters, but everyone kept a little pacer because that's their. And who said Jay Wolf, the Indiana pants, the hobbles. Now all the trotters got the Indiana pants on.
Yep. And so looking at this field, I think Willie Do It Again, 9 starts, 4 wins, 2/3. Has $14,000 on his card and has a mark in Greenville and 159 and 2. But I do want to say this is going to be the faster division of the 3. It's a little bit tougher.
It is.
Yeah, and I have a kind of a personal story with the 4 Oceanfront Property is out of I Got a Feelin' Fran, which my dad and mom, Kim and Bill, Daly trained. I want to say we had her in the barn for until her 6 or 7. We never raced aged race horses. We were usually 2 and 3 year olds, but she was a great filly. This is her Oceanfront Property is her first foal to make it to the track because her first one unfortunately did not make it. So it's fun. It's fun to watch.
Well, yeah, and you can see the same characteristics.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of that, so I Got a Feelin' Fran was wicked in the stall, and it was cool because at the time my dad's brother Jeff was second trainer for us, and so did a lot with Franny. And over the winter, Oceanfront Property is trained by Mark Winters, and my uncle Jeff was working with Mark Winters and got to sit behind this horse all winter long. It's really cool. But he has a gnarly Roman nose, just like his mom, just like his mommy.
Here's the 5th.
Here they come.
The 5th from Findlay.
They're off off into pacing, and it's Rose Run Exiled looking hard for the lead on the outside. Oceanfront Property right there. Willie Do It Again is in third. Pacing over there to be fourth is Cruisin' Artie as they move around the turn to the back stretch. Then it's Eagle on a Hill. And the trailer, as I said, out of my way as they drive up the back stretch, driving out of the opening fraction. And moving out there now to the outside, here comes Rose Run Exiled and Ryan Stahl. And Stahl goes right to the lead. In there to be a second is Oceanfront Property, 30 and 4/5. Over there to be third is Willie Do It Again. Fourth is Cruisin' Artie. Then we have Eagle on a Hill, and I said out of my way is the trailer as they straighten away and drive down here to the half. With the lead, Rose Run Exiled up on the outside. Willie Do It Again. In there to be third is Oceanfront Property. Outside fourth, Cruisin' Artie. Then it's Eagle on a Hill, the half in 101 and 1. I said out of my way is the trailer as they cruise around the turn. Rose Run Exiled is out there by a neck. On the outside, Willie Do It Again is taking it to the leader as they pace around the turn and head on into the back stretch. On the inside, Rose Run Exiled. Willie Do It Again is on the outside. They're nose to nose and stride for stride as they pace by 3 corners. It's Rose Run Exiled with the lead in 132 and 1. Willie Do It Again still there on the outside second. Pace the final turn, Willie Do It Again, shoving a neck on top on the inside, Rose Run Exiled, coming around the turn to the top of the stretch, and Willie Do It Again, off the rail with the lead. In there to be second is Rose Run Exiled, it's Willie Do It Again, Willie Do It Again, does it again. Rose Run Exiled in for second, looks like Oceanfront Property gets third. 201 and 4.
And what a mile.
And you know what? That was the faster division. So that first division, the 2-year-old colt pace went in 2:03 and 2. That just finished in 2:01 and 4.
Last quarter, 29 and 3. And Willie Do It Again. What a mile, just grind out. Mr. Stahl, Rose Run Exile, refused to give up the lead. Come the last half in 1 minute and 3/5. 1:34. Another great mile. I tell you, for the past, just this time of year when you get all the kinks out of the colts and the things, they come into their own and they're just fantastic miles. This is.
Yeah, because we definitely are heading into that back stretch of their 2-year-old season, right? We, if no one's super familiar with our standardbred industry, a lot of people don't try to put any more than around 10-ish starts on babies.
But we had one yesterday that had 30 starts.
As a 2-year-old?
No, it's a 3-year-old. But
oh wow! But it's still as a 3-year-old.
You know, it's like a 3-year-old. As they say, wicked. That's a lot of starts. If you get,
it's a lot of pounding on the track.
Yes.
And especially, you know, our industry, we race these 2- and 3-year-olds, but a lot of these horses aren't fully developed
yeah,
and their backs aren't fused until around the age of 4 to 5. And that's why we see so many fast miles in these aged race
back
horses.
in front of the stands after winning the 5th race, it's one Willie Do It Again, a 2-year-old brown-gutted son of Do Me That Again. Out of Fritzy Chick by Always a Virgin, owned by Marjorie Paul Hamus, Dan O'Mara trained, Scott Cisco, the winning driver. Time of the mile, 2:01 and 4, sponsored by Hufford Family Funeral Homes. Willie Do It Again, the race winner. Cruisin' Artie was 5th. Rose Run Exiled was 2nd. Oceanfront Property 3rd. I Said Out of My Way 4th. Eagle on a Hill was 6th. Recheck top down, a 1:52, 3:46, 30 and 4/5, 1:01 and 1. 132 and 1, 201 and 4. Upcoming 6th race, Springhaven Farm Lady Driving Series.
All right, we're going to head into our 6th race, the first division of the Springhaven Farm Ladies Driving Series. There are 5 horses going to be going to the gate, but first, let's hear a couple messages from our sponsors.
Oh, yes, it's ladies' night.
The Hancock County Fair in Findlay, Ohio was first organized in 1852. It had humble beginnings as a two-day event hosted on rented farmland. However, in less than a decade, the fair outgrew its expectations and was recognized as one of the best in the state. Harness racing was introduced to Hancock County in the following years. Located in the infield is horseman Butch Harmony's final resting place. Harmony passed suddenly after setting the track record in 1967. He was buried with his trophy blanket. Hancock County is still known today for its horsemen. The standardbred breeding farm, Hickory Lane, has produced outstanding foals for decades, including the 2020 Ohio Horse of the Year, Action Uncle. The farm currently stands champion studs What the Hill, Uncle Peter, and Racing Hill. The area is also home to the University of Findlay, one of the most respected equine study programs in the country, as well as a national ranking show team. The Hancock County Fair is a member of the Ohio Colt Racing Association. They host 2 days of live-action harness racing, including a leg of the Springhaven Farms Ladies Driving Series.
Hi, I'm Dean Gillespie, and I want to tell you about the Ohio Colt Racing Association. There's 19 member fairs, and they sponsor the Partial Futurity in Greenville, Ohio. You need to race in the OCRA, great racetracks, great people. Bring the kids and come out to the fair, and remember, fair time is fun time.
Bow River Jewelry has been the premier designers of sulky jewelry for more than 30 years. We incorporate today's fashion designs to create a unique piece of jewelry only found at Bow River. Visit bowriverjewelry.com today.
We're back. Yes, Ashley. Yes, that is the Hancock County Fair here in Findlay, Ohio. This is the Springhaven Farm Ladies Driving Series. Now, Ashley, I remember talking earlier in the year.
Yes.
And have you had any desires to getting to the driving end? And you said no.
It's funny you bring that up. Frank, before you got here this afternoon, Frank and I were sitting here, and he said something about getting in there. And, so my first thought, so there's a whole backstory to it. I'll go over it really quick. My first thought is, how am I supposed to drive in the ladies racing series when I work? I also just work a lot of these fairs. I'm broadcasting during most of these, so I'm not sure how that would work. But so kind of background, I'm sure you guys have picked it up by now. I grew up in this industry. My dad and mom, pretty well respected, I would say, in Ohio and a little bit in Indiana even. But so I grew up around a lot of good horses, but my mom never let me in the sulky, ever. It wasn't her thing until I got a little bit older. Now, I snuck around with my dad before he passed, so I was well versed as far as, comfortable sitting in one, but never had training or anything like that. Never gone very fast. But I have to say, it was early August. My mom called me up. It was Saturday morning, so I was in the office. I had the day off, and she said, "I really need help. Can you come in and ride with us?"
Ah.
And I was like, "Oh, how the tables have turned."
That we need help. Well.
Yeah, no, I absolutely would love to. I would. At some point in my life, I want to, especially. I absolutely feel the closest to my dad in the barn and around the racehorses. And I can't say I'd ever be any good. I've watched a lot of races, and I can drive from the sidelines, but we know it's very different when you're actually in it.
Now, you know how to equip them? I mean, get them ready and all that?
Mm-hmm.
Have you worked with the horses, have you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean.
Yeah, I wouldn't be coming in totally blind.
No.
Not at all. And I think that some people, before I had really come into this position, didn't know that I really had anything to do with standardbreds, because I was mainly riding horses. That's just where I found my niche, because I enjoyed it. But no, very much. I worked in the barn actually right before I joined the OHHA, and before that, throughout college, I actually rubbed.
Well, of course, when I know a lot of gals, they have their riding horses. How about this for the 6th? Yeah, speaking about a lot of the gals with their driving horses.
Casey Burns is leading us.
Casey Burns.
There we go.
2, CG's Boy Toy, Heather Willems in the bike. 3 is Lions, Ginger Ninja, and Rhonda Patrick. 4, White Mountain Lee, Emily Hay. And the 5, speaking out, Amy Wingard in the sulky. That's the field for the 6th race, the Springhaven Farm Lady Driving Series pace. These ladies travel around all over the state of Ohio, gaining points for the final. The big race, the final for the Springhaven Farm Lady Driving Series on Little Brown Jug Week in Delaware.
You were saying something about riding horses before we went to the post parade. Do you remember what that was?
Well, a lot of them get the riding horses and riding horses and harness horses. Of course, they're probably very similar in temperament and all that. Some of the riding horses are a little more hotter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm aware.
But as far as equipment, harness horses carry so much equipment.
Yeah, there's a third time my book is.
And this is one of the things is that before you get out jogging or anything like that with a horse, you have to know your equipment.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's one of the things you have to. It's a lot of people say, "Well, I just sit up behind, grab hold of the lines, and just go." No, you got to know in case anything should happen. You get a line. A lot of horses, they have a great habit of putting the line under their tail and trying to take it away from it. It's just a habit they do. But
I say riding horses, totally different. I feel like it's easier for a harness horseman to go into the riding industry versus the riding coming over to the harness. It's so much different. Riding horses are just a feat of their own. And actually, so Tom, I don't know if you know the story, but I lived out in Colorado and Idaho for a while. Have I told you that before? So, yep, so I literally rode horses for a living. That's what I did. I spent about anywhere from 10 to 16 hours in a saddle every day.
Wow.
That's no exaggeration. But the harnesses, the quick hitches that we use are more similar to packing saddles, like mule packing saddles, than an actual, like any kind of riding horse.
Okay, yeah.
Back. So there's a tidbit of information.
Well, you were, tell me, Ashley Daly, you were a mule skinner? Hey, mule skinner.
So I actually have only ridden a mule a couple of times.
The starter is calling in the horses for the 6th race, Springhaven.
But that's what I did. I moved some cattle
behind the gate, and
in Colorado,
the gate is rolling.
And then in Idaho, I packed mule strings for hunting camps.
Wow.
Yep, that's what I did. I spent a lot of time in a saddle.
In the Springhaven Farm Ladies Driving Series, there's 5 ladies out there.
$50.
Ain't no way to treat a lady. Here they come.
For the 6th race, and here they come. They're off into pacing, and they go out there for the lead is CG's Boy Toy. Up and on the outside is White Mountain Lee. From between them, Lions, Ginger Ninja. Right there is Better Win at the rail. Next is Speaking Out. So they move around the turn and they head on into the back stretch. Out there with the lead, CG's Boy Toy and Heather Willems on the lead. Onto the outside, Rhonda Patrick and Lions, Ginger Ninja. Right there at the rail, Casey Burns and Better Win. Second up is Emily Hay and White Mountain Lee. And Amy Wingard speaking out the trailer opening quarter in 31-4. Into the turn they go. Rhonda Patrick wants to go. Heather Willems, she says no as they move around the turn. And they roll down here to the half. On the inside, CG's Boy Toy on the outside. Lions, Ginger Ninja. Right there is White Mountain Lee. She's been hung every step too, but second up on the outside. There at the rail is Better Win. Speaking out, still trails. They go here by the half in 101. Up and around the turn they go, and it's CG's Boy Toy out there by a neck. On the outside, Lions, Ginger Ninja. Peeking out 3 wide, White Mountain Lee. These ladies are racing as they move on into the backstretch. CG's Boy Toy with the lead. White Mountain Lee's out there 3 wide and a wingin'. Lions, Ginger Ninjas in between them. Needing Racing Room is better win. Speaking out still trails, they go to the 3/4. CG's Boy Toy trying to turn them all the way. 3/4 and 132 and 4. White Mountain Lee on the head. Better Win is there in 3rd. Speaking out is 4th. Moving around the turn to the top of the stretch. And CG's Boy Toy trying to see it through. White Mountain Lee is on the outside. Trying to move from the back. Here comes Speaking Out as they come to the wire. CG's Boy Toy. White Mountain Lee. Speaking Out. Better Win coming between them. It's a 4-4 win. Tied on the line between CG's Boy Toy and Speaking Out. 203 and 4.
203 and 4. Interesting finish. I didn't catch that first quarter.
I'm almost. I think 254.
Yeah. I say Speaking Out. You know, he wasn't even totally in the gate at the start of the race. Did you see that?
No,
Yeah, the five wasn't even.
Oh, right. Speaking Out was way.
Yes.
Was off the gate by
didn't have any
10 lengths.
Any speed coming out of the gate. And so very interesting finish. I don't think he got up in time for the win, but he.
Second.
Yeah, he was there.
Nice 9-year-old by Better's Delight. 251,000 on the Geldings card. 26 lifetime wins. I think that his 23rd lifetime second today. 254. CG's Boy Toy just held on. Heather Willems in the sulky. Now, is this Michelle Caldwell? Is this the one she nursed back from? It was so.
You know.
I'm trying to think. Wait. Now, that was one of the Western fairs, which is
okay.
One of them that I was at. But I will say that CG's Boy Toy Buckeye Classic 1500 is a little bargain. Got 65,000 now, or over 65,000 on his card by Powerful Toy. It's a tight. I shouldn't be going on who won it all.
For the judges stand, checks 1 through 4 now available in the judges stand.
We're not official winners. We don't have any winners here yet.
It looks like the ladies are still kind of trying to decide amongst themselves, but
are they erupted in a battle back there? They go neck and neck. This is.
They always put on a show. The ladies always put on a show. They are in it to win it from the start.
And I mean, they're just. Whoop.
Say, I'm glad to see the water truck is out on the track. We were kicking up a little bit of dust as we've been making our laps.
So we do have a winner coming back to the winner's circle. Unofficial, of course. Two.
Sure, I could do Sue's fair.
2. CG's Toy Boy Toy. 6-year-old Gelding by Powerful Toy out of A Clever Girl by Threefold. 19th career win.
Into the winner's circle after winning race number 6, winning its division of the Springhaven Farm Lady Driving Series, it's CG's Boy Toy and Heather Willems. Withstood all the heat to take him from gate to wire in the 6th race. A 6-year-old Bay-Gooded son of Powerful Toy out of A Clever Girl by Threefold, owned by Michelle Caldwell, who also trains. Heather Willems, the winning driver, 203 and 4.
Now Heather, I'm going to see if I can get on the stats really quick, but she should be leading.
Speaking at second, 4:15.32, 31 and 4. 101, 132 and 4, 203 and 4.
Oh.
Number 7 is next.
We shall return to the 7th race here at Findlay, the Hancock County Fair. This is the 2-year-old Colt Trot 2nd Division, and we have 5 in it. Who is driving? We have
we have a change on the 5.
Jason Brewer.
Yeah. Baker time will be Jason Brewer, and we will see if there's anything else.
Got Mr. Steele, Long Ken, Country Hill, Buckeye Cash, Baker time. We shall return after these few short messages.
For over 50 years, Midland Acres has provided top-quality Ohio-bred colts and fillies. As a third-generation farm with 500 acres of pasture for breeding to boarding and on-site veterinarian care, we understand the importance of delivering well-cared-for and well-mannered yearlings. Visit us September 17th at the Pickaway County Fairgrounds and get in the winner's circle with the yearlings by Fear the Dragon, Yankee Cruiser, Pet Rock, and Long Tom. Midland Acres, doing our best to bring you the best.
Your animals provide unconditional love. When they hurt, you want the best care available to help them enjoy life again. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center is here for you and for them. From heart disease to cancer, diabetes to broken bones, and 24-hour emergency services, Ohio State's team of experts make a difference in the lives of animals and the family members who love them. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
We are headed in to the 7th race here at Hancock County in Findlay, Ohio. You are joining myself, Ashley Daly, as well as Tom Pye, and we have Frank shooting for us, who has made the occasional commentary this evening. Say our 7th race, we are looking at a field of 5, the 2nd division of the 2-year-old Colt Trotters. We're halfway through our card.
It's unbelievable. We have 11 races
I
today.
say we're smoking. I feel like
We're just
time flies when you're having fun.
and the sun is really, it's settling, so it isn't that bad. Yeah. It's a nice evening here. The sky's blue. A nice crowd. The entertainment in the back there at the carnival, the fair that's starting to light up.
Oh, yeah. I say we're a little bit of an interesting setup. The grandstand and the racetrack are directly in front of the rides, the Ferris wheel, and all that good stuff. So we've been hearing.
Now doing the what the name of this fairgrounds is.
Are you asking for the? What do you?
What's the name of the fairgrounds?
Hancock County.
Huh?
Hancock County.
No, I mean this is the old Mill Stream.
Maybe you're.
Fairgrounds.
Yeah, you're introducing new things to me, Tom.
I'm trying to do a segue. Huh? There it is. Look at the beautiful rides there and all. They got the elephant ears and the lion's tusks and every other thing. Just delicious. And what they do have is they have those onion
blossoms.
Blossoms.
Ah, yep.
I'm telling you, the people just devour those.
What's your favorite fair food? You could pick one. Is there something you always have to have?
I would. I just like spiral fries.
Oh yeah, okay.
Those are good.
What are they called? There's a certain ribbon. Are you talking about the ribbon fries?
Yeah,
the thin ones.
Yeah,
okay.
They spiral. They go. Now I tell you a story about that. When I first went on the fair circuit here, I was up in Croton, and I'm walking through, and they had a big bowl of spiral fries with melted cheese on it, little nuggets of bacon bits, and all this good stuff. And I went over and I looked. I says, "Oh, I just took one. I put it on my tongue."
You did not do that.
They said, "I wouldn't eat that if I were you."
Yeah. Tom.
I says, well, why not? They says, somebody's order. They says, no, it's been there for 3 weeks.
Yep.
Well, it was a display, but it looked
Tom.
delicious. Delicious, it did.
That's the point. But you couldn't tell it was old.
Well, once you get past an age, everything looks young to you. Young and new.
So that's the call to post for race number 7, sponsored by the Broken Brokers. 2-year-old colt trot, purse $5,799. Jason Brewer on 5. 1 Mr. Steele, Roger Hughes Jr. 2 is Long Ken, Jeff Nysonger drives. 3 Country Hill and Melvin Schmucker. 4 Buckeye Cash, Ed Greeno Jr. And the 5 Baker Time, driver change Jason Brewer in the sulky. That's the field for race number 7, Jason Brewer on 5.
Well, Ashley, this is a 2-year-old colt trot. As you said, that the only thing that makes you more nervous than a 2-year-old colt trot is a 2-year-old filly trot.
Yes.
But there's Mr. Steele. Has a mark of 2-6-2 at Troy, 5 wins, 5 seconds, 2/3, $23,191 and 14 starts. But last week made a break, and uncharacteristically, it was in the slop, and that was in the parcel for surety. But otherwise than that, it's been still makes breaks. It shows 4 breaks in the 6 races, yet still picks up money and wins. Long Ken, 2 wins, 2 seconds, 2/3 in 9 starts. Jeff Nysonger in the sulky. He'll pick him up a little bit, or her pick him up just a little bit. This is this is a Ridgeling.
Oh.
Long Ken. I thought that was a filly. I said, what's filly doing here? But a Ridgeling. Would you care to explain what a Ridgeling is?
Actually, I'm going to let you do that. Because I don't want to say, because I feel like I have, it's like in the back of my head. You know what I mean? I've heard a million times, but you do the honors, Tom.
Well, it's a colt that is not completely whole. He only has one.
So, I guess the term that I know for that is crypt orchid. Does that sound? It's called a crypt orchid. That's the term that I know.
That's new to me. I don't.
Okay, so we're learning things off of each other.
Okay.
So
we're moving on to the 3-way.
So
yeah.
a Ridgeling.
A Ridgeling is a.
Yeah, he hasn't.
Undescended.
Yeah, so
That's
I know that as so maybe it's a riding horse people thing.
That's it.
Because I have a colt actually at home that I ride who was crypt orchid. So same thing.
Okay.
Same thing.
And years ago, Norman Woolworth who was famous for his names on horses. He was very creative. He had a Most Happy Fella colt that got caught up in the fence, and they had to geld him, which was castrate him because he hurt himself. And he did make it to the races, but his name, he changed it to -2.
Oh.
That was always again, Norman Woolworth was always creative and funny. On the Country Hill, Marvin Schmucker got the chicken marks all over the thing. And Buckeye Cash, 2-9 at Attica. I will have to, if Mr. Steele stays flat, you're going to have a tough time to beat Baker Bob. Baker Time with Jeff Brewer. This might be getting closing, edging. This might be another one for Mr. Jason Brewer.
Top stretch for race number 7, purse $5,700. Here they.
What?
Mr. Steele is on a break. The others are often trotting and going out there. Long Ken. Long Ken is out there now by almost 2. In there to be second, Buckeye Cash. Third at the rail is Baker Time.
Moving around the turn and heading on into the back stretch, and out there with the lead, it is Long Ken. Long Ken and Nysonger by a length and a half. Buckeye Cash and Greeno is there in second, a few lengths back to Baker Time, who's third. A few more to Country Hill and a few yet to Mr. Steele. So they're strung out by the quarter and 32 and 2, and out there with the lead, it's Long Ken. Long Ken out there now by 2.5 lengths. Buckeye Cash is there in second as they take the turn. Next is Baker Time in third. Country Hill is fourth with Mr. Steele. They straighten away and move down here to the halfway mile mark of the race, all chasing Long Ken. Buckeye Cash is there in second. Their third is Baker Time. Country Hill, the half in 102 and 1. Off stride again, Mr. Steele as they move around the turn. And the leader is Long Ken. Buckeye Cash is still in second. Baker Time is third as they straighten away into the backstretch. Over there to be next is a Country Hill and the trailer Mr. Steele as they move up the backstretch to 3/4. Long Ken still the one. In there to be second, Buckeye Cash. Right there is Baker Time, trotting by 3/4 and 134 and 4. In and around the final turn, Long Ken. Buckeye Cash is upping the and Baker Time. That one's now swung 3 high for the drive as they come to the top of the stretch. Buckeye Cash in between them by a nose. Inside Long Ken. Baker Time on the grandstand side. And Baker Time is making it his time coming into Buckeye Cash. Those two together, very tight there. Either Baker Time or Buckeye Cash. Photo for win.
Right.
What is that? Our
6 and 1.
206 and 1. Was that our third or fourth race that it's been photo for win? It has been, the competition here has been very tight.
Yes.
This evening. Was it like that yesterday?
It was fantastic. The 4, 5 across the track.
Yeah.
I mean, they were like nose, head. There was a dead heat for second.
Well, we're here to win, right?
Yeah. But to see, coming to the head lane, see them 3 wide, and they start driving coming down there, that's gets you, I don't care if they go in 2.9 or 59 or 49. That gets your hair on the back of your neck. You love that. That's.
I say I'm not sure if Baker Time got up, but I'm kind of rooting for that 5 horse just because Jason Brewer, that would make for his what, 3,999th win.
Needs one more, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, if he would win this race, which we don't have the official yet, I believe this makes it 99, and then would need just one more to make 4,000 career driving wins.
Buckeye Cashers and Ed Greeno Jr. They were pushing the lines. He was willing him to win.
And now the Greeno family does stable here year round.
Yeah.
And so
this is their.
Maybe they had a little bit of a home track advantage.
That's
their horses.
We always talk about that. Your home track, you know this track like the back of your hand.
4-5-2 in race.
4-5-2.
5.
Buckeye Cash takes a new lifetime mark. Had a mark of 2-9 and 2 at Attica. 9 wins, 9 starts, 1 win, 2 seconds, 3/3. That was a great finish.
You know, it's a little upsetting, I'm sure, for Roger Hughes Jr. and Mr. Steele and how he's been making these breaks, and he just hasn't come back. Like you said, he's been making breaks, but he usually
comes back.
Can produce the speed. Because, man, having a horse that you know has a talent but just won't stay flat,
making his way back in front of the stands after winning race number 7, the 4, Buckeye Cash.
Some of them,
Buckeye Cash, a 2-year-old bay-gutted son of Don't
Some of them,
Forget It.
they have the speed.
By Chip Hooray.
Sometimes they need.
E.G. Trot and the Broken Brokers.
The brain.
Junior.
Well, the bro, yeah. You know, it's just trying to get everything to work.
206 and 1. This one sponsored by the Broken Brokers. Mr. Steele was 5th. Long Ken
Some
was
just
3rd.
get the habit,
Country
too,
Hill
of making a break.
Buckeye Cash, the race winner. Baker Time was 2nd. 5-3-4-1-2. 32 and 2. 102 and 1. 134 and 4. 206 and 1. Race number 8. Maroon saddle pads, and we'll need 5 of you. Here in the 8th race, put Scott Sisko on the 1. Put Ryan Stahl on 5. Bring them on the track for the 8th race. Bring them on for the 8th.
And so there's your official results of the 7th race here at Hancock County. Top down, it was 5, 3, 4, 1, 2, with the win going to Buckeye Cash and 206 and 1 for Ed Greeno Jr. We're going to head into our 8th race here in Findlay. 8 of 12 on day 2 of 2. Say, I'm not. Are you catching the? There's the win. We're going into the winning circle finally for our picture. There's a nice little group out there. All right, 8th race up next. The 3rd and final division of the 2-year-old colt pace, going for a purse of $4,390. It's a field of 5, so each will be walking away with a paycheck, so not a bad evening for them. Join us back here in just a couple moments after hearing from our sponsors.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out. Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigDWeb.com. Most orders ship that day, or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Here for the 8th, Hancock County. 8th race, the 3rd division, 3rd and final of the 2-year-old colt pace, sponsored by Hickory Lane Farm, which is located in Findlay. You are joining myself, Ashley Daly, and we have many co-hosts here this evening. And say now, joining me is the president of the OHHA, Steve Bateson. How are you tonight?
Very well, very well. Thank you for the introduction. A beautiful evening in Findlay, Ohio, Hancock County. I was told I needed to be here tonight for this special occasion, and I'm assuming you guys have already talked about this.
I think we're on the same page at least.
And I've been on the backside trying to slow things down, and the reason was I wanted to see the full effect from these lights.
Oh,
the
yes.
lights. So that's what I was told why I needed to be here. So at the Hancock County Fair Board applied for one of the matching grants for capital improvements, and one of their big capital improvement projects that we granted was allocating resources, some money, to go along with what the Hancock County Fair Board did. And it was really more than just put up lights. They put up new poles. These are all LED lights. Some might say, well, they've raced at night at Hancock County before, and that's true, but they used portable lights that they would rent. And they wheeled them in there, and a lot of the guys from the Fair Board and some of the horsemen, they would painstakingly try to position these and get them set. And it was always a little bit of a battle. And Brad Wallace, that's on our board, said, Steve, you don't realize how difficult that was to try to get those lights in the right spot so they don't hit somebody right in the eye or the horse in the eye. And we're so looking forward to having lights this year. We hope it all goes well. So that's the special thing that I was here.
Yes.
I might have missed what you were talking
Well,
about.
I would say, so we'll keep going on the lights for just a moment, and then we'll talk about, I say they're starting to come on.
Yeah, so the lights.
You came at a great time because that sun was beating down on us about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, so hopefully sometime maybe the Hancock County Fair Board will do a capital improvement grant and put some shade over this grandstand. Now, Tom was here, I think, yesterday by himself.
He was.
And I didn't come over here partially because of the sun and partially because my son was racing, and I'm generally kind of a nervous wreck when that happens. So I stayed back there. We didn't have a very good day, but he actually did have a breeze. It was kind of a nice day, for the first day of September. But you're glaring right into the sun. But what a nice evening tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what the temperature is.
I'd say the temperature hasn't been, the last couple of days have been beautiful. It's just when you're sitting directly in that sun.
Right.
And I had mentioned earlier, I was a little jealous of the horse riding people because their little grandstand on the other side
Yes.
of the grounds is covered.
Ah.
ours is quite a bit bigger and not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here at Hancock County, there's multiple things going on today, and I mean they've got an okay crowd here. They don't have any pari-mutuel wagering. They've tried that at times here, and haven't been really that terribly successful. And there's a lot of competition. Like today, they were racing, I believe, in Canton. They were racing in Van Wert. And, that makes it a little difficult for the pari-mutuel company. So, Hancock's, they've kind of decided just to maybe forego the pari-mutuel wagering. So all the people that are here tonight are here to watch horse racing, and they're not necessarily gamblers. They just want to watch, good races. And I don't know, but you're a few feet off the finish line. How many close finishes have we had tonight?
Many.
Most of us back there thought the outside horse won that last race, and it was the inside horse.
I will say we could tell on directly in front that it's been the
So, horses for number 8, sponsored by Hickory Lane Horse Farm. A 2-year-old colt pace, purse $4,390. Scott Cisco on 1, Ryan Stahl on 5. 1 is Moscow Mitch. The driver changed to Scott Cisco. 2 is Arts Arsenal, Tyler Rushup. 3 is Robbins Art and Roy Wilson. 4 is 1 Rockin' West, Jeff Nysonger. And the 5, No Whistleblower, driver change, Ryan Stahl in the sulky. That's the field for the 8th race. Scott Cisco on the 1, Ryan Stahl on 5.
And so we do have a driver's change on this one. Moscow Mitch will be Scott Cisco.
And on the 5.
And I wasn't even paying attention.
On the 5 is Ryan Stahl. Dan Noble's not here tonight. He was here yesterday. Had a really successful day. But Ryan Stahl with Northfield not racing on Thursdays. We not only get Ryan Stahl here to drive, we get Ayers Ratliff calling the race, and the presiding judge today is his brother Ryan.
Oh, is it?
And for those that don't know, Ryan also does starting. He can start or drive the car, and he does that at Northfield Park. So we got the Ratliff clan here, and a couple Northfield Park drivers. Ryan Stahl is not from too far from here, Republic, Ohio.
And now, speaking of Northfield, we have a very big
Saturday.
Yeah, is it Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday.
Yeah,
so
Sunday.
we have Sire Stakes Saturday at Scioto Downs. The aged pacing trot, the age pace, the age trot, both for fillies, or for mares and fillies, and for horses and geldings on both gates, trot and pace. Those races go for $85,000. Then on Sunday is our what we would term Super Night.
Yes.
8 races going for $300,000, so $2.4 million.
A piece, $300,000 a piece.
Yes. So it should be an interesting night of racing. The weather forecast looks good. The last time we had Super Night at Northfield Park, we got pounded with rain twice before we started the card, and then partway through the card we got some rain, and that always is kind of disappointing on such a big event like that. But I'd encourage all listeners and watchers tonight, if at all possible, if you can make it Sunday, they got the day off on Monday, to come out to Northfield Park, home of the Flying Turns, and watch a really good card. If you can't make it, I'd encourage you to try to watch one of the broadcasts, either a simulcast broadcast. I think we're going to have a crew there.
We're going to be there for Saturday night at the races. I'll be there with Jay Wolf.
At Scioto.
At Northfield.
So that's Sunday night at the race.
Sunday night, yep. Sunday night we will be at Saturday night but it'll be Sunday night at the races. It's our Saturday night at the races on Sunday.
So
if you're not totally confused, I'll see you Monday.
Yeah, exactly. No, we will be there at Northfield. Let me phrase it that way. It'll be me, Jay Wolf, and Roger Houston on the coverage for Super Night.
And something I want to mention about Super Night really quick, I was scrolling through Facebook earlier, and somebody had pointed out that 11 of the 16 starters for the Pacers are down by the seasides.
Yeah, and I had a few people have asked me. There's a lot of enthusiasm about the big sale that's coming up, which would be 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Is it?
I think
Yep.
it's 2 weeks from tomorrow at
Pickaway County.
Pickaway County, Circleville, Ohio, and my thought is, I mean, the down by the seasides are going to take a lot of oxygen out of the room because I not to discourage people, because I think, you want to definitely take a look at the Down by the Seaside. There's a whole lot of other great offerings in that book, but Down by the Seaside has had like no other season you could ever expect for a first crop, and very proud to have him here in Ohio. We hope he comes back to Ohio. He's currently down under. Had a little colic issue. It sounds like he's overcome that, but Down by the Seaside has had multiple national season marks and a couple world records this year. We should mention, as they're going to the gate here,
Somebody's there on the back
Kent Saunders is a board of directors. He's got the 3-horse Robbins Art, who I think would be the favorite in this race, has won 6 out of 10. This Artificial, very nice horse. The Connections, Roy Wilson has drove this horse, I believe, every start in his career. A couple other nice horses. One Rockin' West, Mark Winters' horse with Jeff Neisonger, and Moscow Mitch, Todd Luther's horse, the one horse, has a win at Salina. And here they come.
They're off into pacing. Moscow Mitch on the inside. Outside for Robbins Art as they move around the turn. No Whistleblower is at the rail in third. Pacing over there fourth is Art's Arsenal in the trailer. Is one Rockin' West. Up the back stretch they go. And out there and with the lead, it's Moscow Mitch and Cisco. Right there second, Robbins Art and Roy Wilson as they travel on by the opening quarter. In there to be next is No Whistleblower. By the quarter and 30 2/5. Art fourth and the trailer. As they move around the turn is one Rockin' West. So it's still Moscow Mitch and Cisco out there by a length and a quarter. Robbins Art is there in second. Pacing in third, No Whistleblower, and Stahl was peeking to the outside. Then Roy Wilson popped the pocket, paying no respect to Moscow Mitch as they go on here by the half in 1 minute 3/5. As they move around the turn, Moscow Mitch is again the uncontested leader. Robbins Art is there second, over there to be third. As they move on up the back stretch, No Whistleblower. Off straight at the back is one Rockin' West. As they move on to the 3/4 mile mark of the race, Moscow Mitch out there a length and a half. Robbins Art still in second. No Whistleblower is third, moving by 3/4. Up and around that final turn, Moscow Mitch tries to be the boss. On the outside is Robbins Art in second. Whistleblower, they're at the top of the stretch. Moscow Mitch turning with the lead. Robbins Art on the outside. Moscow Mitch on the inside. Robbins Art on the outside. Moscow Mitch needs the line. Robbins Art is coming. Photo for win. Very nice finish here in race number 8. Photo for win. 2 minutes, 3/5.
How was that for a lead-in, talking
Yeah.
about close finishes?
Really, it just back-to-back photo finishes there. And that was the third division, the 2-year-old colt pace, and I want to say that is by far the fastest. The first division went in 2:03 and 2. Second division went in 2:01 and 4.
Came the back half in a minute, half in a minute and 3/5. Came the back half in a minute. There was a little bit of cat and mouse played there. You might have heard the heirs talking about Roy pulling in front of Ryan Stahl. Ryan Stahl really was trying to tempt Roy to pull early and be on the outside going into this turn after the half. And Roy kind of came out and then thought better of it and went right back in around that turn to save ground. I really think Ryan was hoping that Roy would be a little more aggressive and pull, and I think Roy thought better of it. And obviously Moscow Mitch had plenty of horse and may still have had enough horse to win. It was very close. From my vantage point, I do think Robbins Art might have got there by a whisker, but that was very close. And very, very nice race. I've noticed tonight the front end generally is holding up. It might hold up just barely. but the front end has held up quite nicely. This track, one of the things I say to people, you know, we race a mile, and they're all half-mile tracks at the county fair, but they are so different. And you've got some fairs that what I would term long sweeping turns versus what I call paperclip turns. Findlay, Hancock County, these are long sweeping turns, what I would consider a shorter straightaway.
Finish, still examining the photo here.
So they're still looking at the photo. So this is one of these tracks where you really have to set a horse up to pass. Where generally, you try to pull on the exit of the turn and do all you can to try to make that pass down the straightaway. Here at Findlay, it's I wouldn't say it's a unique track, but it's one of these tracks where you're racing as much in the turn as you are the straightaways.
So actually, Kent called me, I want to say, either last Thursday or Friday about charity night, which we just hosted at Scioto Downs. Our 9th annual was on Saturday.
Yep.
It was great. It was great. I'm not sure if you have caught wind. It was fantastic. But Kent,
I had asked him if he was available. I don't think.
He said he could come up if he needed to, but where I'm going with that is he called me about charity night. We might have talked about charity night for 2 seconds, and I think we were on the phone talking about Robin's Art for maybe 15 more. He's a great little horse. You know, Kent had told me that this is the best 2-year-old he's had. He really has been very consistent.
Not to outshine Kent. This is the best horse Kent has ever had, and it's a great story. Robin Scoot, he raced. I think he loved the mare. I think he still has her. This is a homebred horse. And it's not to say Kent hasn't had some good horses, but I mean, here's a horse that has hit the board now 11 of 11 times. And tonight he may have picked up his 7th win in 11
and it
starts.
looks like Kent is running over.
Make it a win for Robin's
a win
Art.
On the outside.
That's from the judges up here. Now, whether or not that's what they announced
It is
across the way.
extremely tight for win.
Our judge does need to go over to the grandstand, so when it is that tight, very, very tight for win.
But we're not calling a dead heat.
Who's running across the track here?
One of the judges.
That's Ryan. That's our presiding judge, Ryan Ratliff.
I mean, they looked at it for a long time up here, the judge up here and the photo finish.
So to describe what's going on here, we have a what we would call an associate judge up here, along with the photo finish. They have asked for the presiding judge to come across. The presiding judge is in the infield. They've asked for the presiding judge to come across. They did this via radio, and they want him to confer with what the associate judge and the photo finish guy are calling. It is that close. And again, you know, when we're racing for nearly $4,400 here, you want to do all you can to make it correct. So now we have 3 people conversing on this photo. But you know, this particular race, you know, we had 3 horses relatively close at the finish, but as you would expect, the horse that set the fraction, Moscow Mitch, kind of had things its own way, and I don't think Scott Cisco could have drove any better race. Very evenly rated. He knew that, you know, the horse to beat was behind him, and quite frankly, Roy did exactly what he needed to do. I mean, he didn't get shook up and try to charge to the front. He didn't pull early. He bided his time, and with the limited straightaway that he had here to work with, he did all he could, and it appears he might have got there by a whisker, but they're still conferring.
I think they've sent it over to Ayers to announce, but I think here it comes.
3-1.
3-1.
5. 3-1-5 in race number 8.
So we may be able to get a view of that.
That is not by a nose. It is not by a nostril. He won by a whisker.
Wins by a whisker.
3-1-5 in the 8th.
So maybe at some point we might be able to try to get a screenshot of that. I don't know if that'll be possible, but you don't see that very often, where you've got a presiding judge having to run across the track.
Moving back into the winner's circle after winning the 8th race, the 3 Robbins Art, 2-year-old bay-gutted son of Artificial at a Robbins Scoot by I Scoot Hanover. Omar Kent Saunders, who also is the trainer. Roy Wilson, the winning driver. Time of the mile, 2 minutes, 3/5. This one sponsored by Hickory Lane Horse Farm. Moscow Mitch was second. Arts Arsenal fourth. Robbins Art the winner. One Rockin' West was fifth. No Whistleblower third. 2:41.53. 30 and 2/5. 1 minute 3/5. 1:30 and 3/5. 2 minutes 3/5. Race number 9, we've got Jeff Nysonger on 4, Ryan Stahl.
Well, here you go, folks. We can show you that finish one more time. Here we go.
Here's a replay coming for home. Both drivers encouraging as much as they can, and the wire is there. Wow.
Now we were off the wire, so that's how it looked. We were off the wire, and I'm going to try to go back and see if I can freeze it the best I can there, just so you can see. Let's see what we got here.
That's fellow board director Brad Wallace there in the winner's circle. Yeah, there it's froze, and I would say we're within about 3 feet of the wire, and they look neck and neck. Wow.
Very close, yeah.
The magic of technology.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Excellent, excellent. So this next race in memory of Ken Warren, for those that might not know, Kenny Warren I believe he was a school teacher, was in the education. His wife Peggy Warren, I see, is here tonight in the front. He liked to train horses. He owned horses, trained horses after he retired. He was part owner of what I would consider one of the best fillies in Ohio at the time, out of a sire that nobody had ever heard of, and I don't know that anybody ever heard of it after. The horse's name was Peglow's Dream. Peglow's Dream was a 2-year-old sire stake champ and a 3-year-old sire stake champ, but the sire of Peglow's Dream was the famous Cookie Monster. And I don't even know the story of Cookie Monster, but Peglow's Dream was trained right over, I believe, in Ottawa, Ohio by Mikey Morris. But that was a horse that he owned with Brooks. And actually, grandson Robbie Brooks is in the business now, trains horses. But Kenny Warren had several very good horses himself, trained right here at Hancock County in Findlay. Good horseman, good for the sport. And it's nice to see this race in his honor, and his lovely wife, Peggy Warren's walking across the track right now with her granddaughter. So
here we are looking ahead into the 9th.
We started at 6, right?
That was weird. The 9th race is the second division of the 3-year-old colt pace, going for a purse of $5,637. And we are up. There's our post.
Here are the horses for the 9th race in memory of Ken Warren. Purse $5,637. 3-year-old colt pacers. 1 is Armour Cruiser and Alex Hawk. 2 is Section Line Twister, Ronnie Gillespie driving. 3, Feelin' Western, Make the Driver, Tyler Rush. 4 is Yankee Sparkle, that driver Jeff Nysonger. And the 5, Ocean Blue, Ryan Stahl in the sulky. That's the field for the 9th race. Alex Hawk on 1, Tyler Rush on 3, Jeff Nysonger 4, Ryan Stahl on 5.
Interestingly, we talk about horses here at that race at the fairs, and some might say, well, you're racing for a little less money, but in this particular field, you've got horses that have raced not only at the fairs, but some of which have raced, in the State Fair and the Buckeye Stallion Series. The lowest earnings of the 5 is the 4-horse Yankee Sparkle, 18 starts, but has made $16,619. The highest earning horse is the 3 Feeling Western, 16 starts, $42,227, and there's the other horses in this race have all made over 20,000. So, pretty remarkable group of horses here tonight racing for $5,637.
So we are going to be right back here for the 9th, the second division of the 3-year-old colt pace, after a couple messages from our sponsors.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
Cool Winds Farm in Lima, Ohio is a full-service standardbred breeding facility that specializes in stallion management. Cool Winds Farm stands the popular Dancing Yankee, whose first crop hit the ground this year and are great-looking individuals. Cool Winds is also standing Rockin' Amadeus, sire of world champion Ocean Rock. Be sure to inspect the Cool Winds yearlings at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway on September 17th.
We're back.
There we go.
We're back. They're going to the gate. I should mention the lead-in off of that ad talking about Rockin' Amadeus with
top of the stretch for
Ocean
the 9th
Rock's
race.
full brother Ocean Blue in this race, the 5-horse.
Amore Cruiser is on a break. The others are off and pacing. Going out there, Section Line Twister is looking for the lead. Over there in second is Yankee Sparkle as they move around the turn.
Ocean Blue is there in third. And early fourth for Feelin' Western, and after the break, Amore Cruiser is the trailer. Traveling up the backstretch the first time, and Section Line Twister looking for win number 5 in a row, leading the way. In there to be second is a Yankee Sparkle. Feelin' Western is over there next. Ocean Blue is there, 29-3. That trailer is Amore Cruiser as they pace around the turn. And up there with the lead, Section Line Twister has got the top spot. Over there in second is Yankee Sparkle, moving to the outside now. Here comes Ocean Blue and Ryan Stahl as they crank it up and move on after the leader. Also moving up on the outside is a Feelin' Western. That trailer is Amore Cruiser as they paced by the half. In 59-3, into the turn they go. Section Line Twister is getting the heat. Ocean Blue on the outside. The gray is out there now trailing a neck. Right there out there is Feelin' Western third. Along the inside, Yankee Sparkle is fourth. And the trailer is Amore Cruiser. Up the backside to 3/4 they go. Section Line Twister a half a length. Ocean Blue on the outside. At the rail then is a Yankee Sparkle with Feelin' Western 3/4. 129-3. Moving around the final turn. Section Line Twister. Ocean Blue on the outside. Now here comes Feelin' Western. 3 wide and a wing, and they're 3 across the racetrack. It's crunch time as they turn for home. Feelin' Western in gear on the grandstand side. In between them is Ocean Blue. At the rail, Section Line Twister. Feelin' Western to win. Ocean Blue in for second. Section Line Twister is third.
3-5-2. Very nice race there. Very patiently driven Feelin' Western Tyler Rush sat and watched the action up front as Ocean Blue and Ryan Stahl tried to go by Ronnie Gillespie and Arbor Cruiser. And
area, the judges stand now has checks through race 7.
Or section line twister, I should say. I got thrown off there. I didn't make the note that who was Alex Hawk was on the 1, but Tyler sat very patiently there and tipped out coming for home and utilized the straightaway to just I'd say win by about a half a length. And for Feelin' Western was coming off a Buckeye Stallion Series race that paced in 51-4. But it was no easy feat tonight, knocking section line twister's win streak stops at 4. You don't win 4 races in a row at a fair without being a relatively good horse. So that very, very nice race. What was the final? 58-4?
Yes, 58-4. And I say that's what I feel like, just looking at a program, you're kind of going to expect section line twister to come out on top. But if you really start diving deep, Feelin' Western has just been in harder than the 2.
Correct. And the only thing you would say, if I give any advice on handicapping, probably the best advice would be not to bet. But when I try to give advice on people trying to compare fair to fairs, is
moving back to the winner's circle after
try to match up fairs where the horses were both there.
A 3-year-old bay-gutted son of Western Tear. And a sweet feeling by Feelin' Frisky, owned by VIP Internet Stable and Joseph Robella. Ryan Brown is the trainer. Tyler Rush, the winning driver. 158-4. This one in memory of Ken Warren.
I'll just make this little comment about Feelin' Western. Its last win was at Attica, Ohio. And for those that don't know, Attica, Ohio has a dirt track sprint car inside the racetrack. And Attica's a very nice place to go, nice place to watch the races, but it would not be considered one of our faster harness tracks. And it won at Attica, coming in the last quarter in 28-2 on August the 12th in 2 minutes and 4/5. That was a big mile. And the week before it had raced at Scioto and paced in 52. So, all things relative. Section line twister, which had won 2 in a row, was coming off back-to-back wins at Greenville, pacing in 56. And those that know Greenville, Ohio, that would be what I would say one of our best county fair tracks in the state. So a lot of little nuances going from fair to fair. But as always, I enjoy listening to the OHHA broadcast team, and I do enjoy with little contributions I can try to make when I come up. I kind of feel like you guys feel compelled to have to put me on, which you don't. But
I'll remember that.
but anyway, I'm going to let Tom Pye, the harness guy, come back and close this out with you, Ashley. And I'm sitting here looking at these lights, and I think by the time we get to the 11th, we're going to be able to fully see how good they are. But they look relatively good and in comparison to what we've had in the past. I will tell you on the broadcast, things look much brighter on the broadcast. And to say the lights look good here, but the camera really enhances things. And we're set up here with a very nice monitor behind us. And you guys at home are getting some really spectacular views. But wonderful evening here from Findlay, Ohio, and thank all those OHHA members and fans that are joining the broadcast. So keep up the good work, Ashley, and Tom, the harness guy, is back.
Thank you, Mr. Yeah, thank you, Steve. Said you will join us back here for the 10th race, which is the 2nd division of the Spring Haven Farm Ladies Driving Series. It's another field of 5. But first, we're going to send you to hear from our sponsors.
For over 50 years, Midland Acres has provided top-quality Ohio-bred colts and fillies. As a third-generation farm with 500 acres of pasture for breeding to boarding and on-site veterinarian care, we understand the importance of delivering well-cared-for and well-mannered yearlings. Visit us September 17th at the Pickaway County Fairgrounds and get in the winner's circle with the yearlings by Fear the Dragon, Yankee Cruiser, Pet Rock, and Long Tom. Midland Acres, doing our best to bring you the best.
Your animals provide unconditional love. When they hurt, you want the best care available to help them enjoy life again. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center is here for you and for them. From heart disease to cancer, diabetes to broken bones, and 24-hour emergency services, Ohio State's team of experts make a difference in the lives of animals and the family members who love them. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
Joining us back here at the Hancock County Fair in Findlay, Ohio. Headed into race 10, the second division of the Springhaven Farm Ladies Driving Series. Girls are back for round 2, still a field of 5.
In this race, we have Heather is back, Casey Burns, Mandy Jones making her initial appearance tonight, and Amy Wengert and Emily Hay. So the gals are back in town, and if it's anything like the first division, watch out.
I say when I checked on Facebook after the first division, Heather is in lead in front of Amy by a handful of points.
Really?
Yeah.
Race
so
number
if
10,
Amy wins
second
this one,
division
she'll be
Springhaven
ahead.
Farm Lady Driving Series. A of $750. One is Con Blue Chip at
2, here's Hoosier Honey. Casey Burns is in the bike. 3, Dreamy Dragon and Mandy Jones. 4, Casino Director, Amy Wengard. And the 5, Robin's Big Boy, Emily Hay. In the sulky. That's the field for the 10th race. No change. Race 10.
No changes in race 10.
That's good. They got Casino Director has a line to be announced. Have they announced that yet?
No, but I have it right here. Casino Director at Van Wert finished third in that race.
Okay, that was on the 31st.
Right, that's all I have is that
Okay.
finished third. The last win, though, for Casino Director, you've got to go all the way back to September 9th of 2020 at Northfield, almost a year ago. I want to give a shout-out to the ladies there. They post-paraded in order. We'd like to thank them for that.
I don't mean to tell you that girls are better, but I mean to tell you that girls are better. We just use our brains a touch more.
Whoa.
Don't even, Frank.
No, but, you know, the funny thing is, though, they were in order, spaced out enough so I could show everybody as they came through. So that's what we want.
They're the best in Ohio. But I tell you one thing, as far as taking care of horses, I will definitely have a gal groom because they are more conscientious. They work better with an animal. Given there are a couple of guys that are just as good as well, but on the norm,
horses for the 10th
lady
race, second division.
caretaker is the best.
And we just tend to see in our industry women as grooms. They tend to, like, of course, there's plenty of guys that are fantastic in our industry, but generally, women tend to be grooms and men tend to drive.
Yep. Except here in the ladies.
Purse of $750, top of the stretch,
and in the Springhaven Farm Ladies Driving Series, the ladies drive, and they drive well.
Clear off and pacing Con Blue Chip and Heather Willems. She likes the lead. Over there in an early second, Casino Director. Along the inside to be third, here's Hoosier Honey. Then we have Robin's Big Boy. After an early break, Dreaming Dragon is the trailer. So they straighten away into the back stretch on their way to the initial quarter, and out there with the lead, it's Con Blue Chip and Heather Willems on Casino Director and Amy Wingert is right there in second, pacing over their third. Here's Hoosier Honey and Casey Burns. Emily Hay looks them over with Robin's Big Boy opening quarter 31-3. Mandy can see them all with Dreaming Dragon as they pace around the turn, and out there and with the lead it's Con Blue Chip. Con Blue Chip is out there by a length and a quarter. In there to be second, here's Hoosier Honey. As they travel down here to the half, along the inside is Casino Director. Next is Robin's Big Boy and the trailer Dreaming Dragon. They're in file, all nose to helmet as they go here by the half. And it's Con Blue Chip in 102-2. Heather Willems applied the brakes in the second panel. There in second is Casino Director. Here's Hoosier Honey still waiting in third. Over there to be fourth is Robin's Big Boy and the trailer Dreaming Dragon. Straightening away into the backstretch. No one still made a move yet. And the leader is Con Blue Chip by a length and a half. Casino Director is there in second. And Wingert is looking anxious in the pocket as they go by 3/4. And Con Blue Chip is there in 131. Casino Director on the outside. Hoosier Honey is third. Robin's Big Boy pacing fourth with Dreaming Dragon. Moving around the turn to the top of the stretch. And here's Hoosier Honey. Rolling up on the outside as they turn for home. Con Blue Chip. Here's Hoosier Honey. Here's Hoosier Honey. Moves on to the lead. Here's Hoosier Honey. Get it done. Photo for place. Time of the mile 2:03-1.
And
Yeah, so the 10th race goes to the 2. Here's Hoosier Honey, and I have to say, I want to say she was in my family's barn as a 2- and 3-year-old.
really,
Yeah, so I have
little connection there.
a little bit of a personal connection. I watched her learn how to race.
She's
And
five years old, 5-year-old mare by, tell it like it is. At odds on Angie.
Casey did a great job. I don't know if I especially watched her as they made their way to the half. Cool, calm, and collected.
Oh, very.
She knew what her plan was,
Yep.
and she knew the kind of horse she was sitting on.
But she did just coming down the lane. She didn't have to get wild jumping or anything like that. She just let the good old mare take care of the work. That put her over now that she's up to 53,000, 54,000. I like that.
And this is only her 5th start this year. Makes her 2nd win and
1 second.
1 second, yeah.
One. Here's Who's Honey.
And
2, 3, 4. Unofficial. Mandy Jones. There's Casey Burns and Mandy Jones rocking and rolling. Mandy was second. Again, she had a measured second.
And that's the first time that Hoosier Honey has competed in the ladies series, or at least in the last, last 6 lines. But she took a break herself. I don't know if you see that.
Yeah. This is her 5th of the year. She was off since 11 of November of last year. Did she go through the sale?
Angela by Rock and Roll Hanover. Oma Harris Stock Incorporated. Robert Brooks trains. Casey Burns is the winning driver. Time of the mile 2:03-1. Winner of the 2nd division Springhaven Farm Lady Driving Series. We do appreciate the Springhaven Farm for being the sponsorship of the Lady Driving Series. And this one in memory of David Baird.
Looks like
A safe trip.
okay. So I don't think we could hear our official on that one.
And the final live race of this year's Hancock County Fair. Bring them on the track. Signature Series.
But Ayers did give us the rundown. So the official for the 10th went 2, 2, 3, 4, top down, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, final mile, and 2:03-1.
Brings us up to the
Yeah.
11th.
We are rounding out our card. It's been, knock on my head, knock on wood, because it's been a nice evening, nice and has run very smoothly.
Yes, it's but starting to chill down. It's
Yeah.
cool
And once
down.
that sun went away, we're heading into the fall season.
But now we at the 11th we have 8 full field. We shall
yeah.
return to go over the Signature Series trot after these few messages.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigDWeb.com. Most orders ship that day, or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Hey everyone, if you like horses, you'll love our podcast called Horsing Around. I'm Michelle Gadgel.
And I'm Kelly Bell. And we talk to horse breeders, trainers, and owners about something we all have in common: horses.
We have as much fun learning about horses as we hope you do listening to the people telling us their stories.
Listen Saturday mornings on WDLRradio.com.
Horsing Around is sponsored by the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association.
We are back at the Hancock County Fair. Believe it or not, this is the 11th and final race of the night. This is the full field. This is the Signature Series Trot. Hobart Dock Schoonover Memorial Trot. This is for 4-year-olds and ups, Ohio sired and Ohio wholly owned trotters. First $4,000. Ashley, 8 trotters in here.
Yeah.
7 and 8 start from the second tier. But would you believe the track record of 158-1
Okay.
could be in jeopardy?
You know, let me look really quick. I haven't even examined our field. But I want to say there's a pretty decent chance that
Yes.
we're going to see at least something close, some fast quarters.
Come close. Now we have 2 is a $121,000 winner, favorite uncle. The 3 is a $297 winner, Angel's Ransom. The 5, Lion Image is a $150,000 winner. And the 8, Working It on Broadway, has over $238,000 earned lifetime. Class horses, fast horses too.
And I say on a lot of these guys, if you're following along with the program, and of course we are towards the end, but if you wish to look at the final race, head to harnessracingohio.com/video to join us with the program. And honestly, throughout any of our broadcasts, head to that website to be able to be linked to any and all of our fairs. But
Now
they're all young horses. Yeah, they're all young horses when you take a look at the program. The oldest we have in here is 10, and then we have an 8-year-old, but it's really 4 and 5.
Yeah, this is a young field. And they're all coming into their own. Working on Broadway, 5-year-old, took a mark of 53 and 4 at Miami Valley. Got a mark of 54 and 3 last year at Northfield. This is a class horse coming off a 3-race win streak. Pure Peter is the 7. He's Uncle Peter, 4-year-old. Got a mark of 57 and 2 this year at Northfield. So this is good. Incidentally, as we're going on about, this is the last race tonight from Findlay, Ohio, and the Hancock County Fair. Tomorrow, the great Geauga County Fair.
Geauga.
Arg. In I'm going to stick to the towns. Burton, Ohio. Their post time is at 5:30. They have a good card. We'll be covering that. Remember, as Ashley said, go to Harness Racing Ohio.
Yep.
.com, and you can see our whole schedule.
We have 2 tomorrow. Canfield kicks it off at 11 in the morning in Canfield, and then Burton at 5:30. I'll be with Don Tiger for the Canfield at 11 o'clock, and then I'm heading up to Burton. I'm doing the doubleheader tomorrow.
This is that's a tough. That's you'll be a little worn at the end of the night. That's
But then it gets even worse,
I'm
Tom.
going to tell you.
better. You mean better?
No, worse. On Saturday, we've got 3. The first one at 11 from Canfield. Don Tiger will be there. Susan and I head to Wauseon at 11:30 in the morning to do. Why are you yawning? I'm the one who's driving. To do Wauseon, and then you will be at Richwood on Saturday.
It's a nice little ride over the hills down 37-4.
Here's our post parade for the 11th.
First $4,000 won Lars Candyman Ed Greeno Jr. 2 Favorite Uncle, driver change Alex Hawk. 3 is Angel's Ransom and Randy Earhart. 4 is Mickey Z-Tam and Joe Carter. 5 is Lion Image, Jacob Baird. 6 Team Jesse, Jeff Nysonger. 7 Pure Peter, driver change, Scott Sisko. And the 8 is working it on Broadway, Jason Brewer is in the sulky. That's the field for race number 11, Alex Hawk on 2, Scott Sisko on 7.
Well, this is the final here at Hancock County Fair. The finale at Findlay. And again, good field of trotters. They're all evenly complete. The only one that really is kind of over his head a little bit, I would say the 1. But 31 lifetime starts, 4 wins, 5 seconds, 2/3, mark of 58-1 at Running Aces. That's a 5/8 mile track. He tried him here at Northfield. Ed Greeno Jr., new trainer driver, run like a deer. But Alex Hawk is behind the Favorite Uncle, another Uncle Peter. And he shows 2 minutes flat at Troy, the free-for-all. Shows 57 up at Northfield. Todd Luther and Black Magic Racing. The $1 million experiment has expanded to something like $3 million now. But he's done well this year. He's got a lot of good horses. This is a nice 10-year-old gelding by Revenue out of a Valerie Victory mare, Queen of Angels. Got a mark of 53-2 at the Meadows, $297,000 earned, 197 lifetime starts. And Ashley, Mickey Z-Cam, Joe Carter, is for owner Greg Carter from Johnstown, Ohio. Old Mickey Z-Tam is coming off 2 seconds and a win, 55 in Scioto, and will be competitive in here as well. Then comes Jacob Baird with Lion Image, mark of 159.4 this year at Northfield. Only has, well, look at that. This one has a case of the third itis, has 8/3 and 1 win in 24 starts. But another class old horse, 192 wins, 992 starts, 23 wins, 24 seconds, 30/3. How do you like Team Jesse?
Team Jesse for Brian George's. Lifetime earner of just over $52,000 has a mark and 154-3 at Northfield. Lifetime, well, actually just this year alone, 22 starts, 6 wins, 4 seconds, 2/3.
He's having a good year this year. This might be a breakout year. He's only a four-year-old by Team 6. Team 6 gets better with age. A lot of them 4 to 5 years old.
And so I haven't seen too many Team 6s. You know, we have, you know, your long toms tend to be a little bit more popular. But I don't, especially with all these sales coming up, I don't think Team 6 is one to shy away from.
No.
There are still a few that absolutely hold their own.
Yep. And there's, again, they
First
get
$4,000, a field of 8.
Then you got Pure Peter and Working It on Broadway.
Race, our lucky last.
Again, the time to watch,
Final race of
158.1.
this year's Hancock County Fair. They're at the top of the stretch for our getaway race, and here they come. They're off into trying. It's Lars Candyman trying for the lead. Favorite Uncle is right there, and Favorite Uncle is on a break as they move around the turn. Now Lars Candyman is off stride. So they will circle the turn and move on into the back stretch. Mickey Z-Tam is out there and with the lead. As they continue on to the opening quarter here, Pure Peter just lost stride. And they're to be second. Looks to be Favorite Uncle. As they go by the opening quarter in 30 3/5. It's a Lion Image who's trotting over there in third. In their fourth is Team Jesse as they continue around the turn. Working It on Broadway is next. Then comes Lars Candyman as they straighten away. And they move down here to the halfway mile mark of the race where it's Mickey Z-Tam who is the leader. Over there to be second is Favorite Uncle. Third along the inside, Lion Image. The half, 1 minute, 1/5. In and around the turn they go now to the outside and coming on. As they swing around their turn comes Team Jesse. Also trying to move up is Working It on Broadway. Losing stride, Favorite Uncle. He's not the favorite no more as they go up the back stretch of the 3/4 mile mark of the race. Mickey Z-Tam has the lead. Over there in a second, Team Jesse Working It on Broadway is third. 1:30 4/5. Lion Image is there in fourth as they make their swing around the final turn. With the lead, Mickey Z-Tam. Mickey Z-Tam is the leader, moving up on the outside. Team Jesse, and down the stretch they come. Mickey Z-Tam on the inside. Team Jesse on the outside. Mickey Z-Tam is game, and Mickey is holding on. Team Jesse finishing second. Working It on Broadway is third. 2 minutes, 3/5.
We had an odd amount of breaks, I feel like, for such age. Well, they're not super old, like we said, but aged horses, they're...
That was a good mile, 2 minutes and 3/5, and Mickey Z-Cam, Joe Carter, had him well in hand. Who just gave a glance, look behind, see who was following him. But that was his third win of the year. 2 minutes and 3/5, and it's congratulations to Greg Carter and winning owner, trainer driver Joe Carter. Mickey Z-Cam is a 5-year-old by Don't You Forget It. Jenna by S.J. Photo. Picks up got 19,000 for the year. He was a Buckeye Classic yearling for $7,000.
Mm-hmm.
I see 468. Who do we appreciate?
Is there supposed to be an ending to that?
I don't know. 468. Who do we appreciate? Buckeyes, Buckeyes, Buckeyes. So the 16 Jesse gave it to Brian George trainee. Another nice one. That's his 5th second for the year. Joe and his
In
wife.
the winner's circle after winning the 11th race, it is the 4 Mickey Zetam.
They're proud parents this year, early this year.
5-year-old B got its son up, Don't You Forget It, and a Gina S by SJ's Photo. On by Craig Carter, trained by Joe Carter, who's also the winning driver, 2 minutes, 3/5. This the Doc Schoonover Trot. The Signature Series, the final race of this year's fair. Lars Candyman was 5th, Favorite Uncle 8th. Angels Ransom 7th. Mickey Zetam the winner, Lion Image 4th. Team Jesse 2nd. Pure Peter was 6th and working it on Broadway 3rd. 5, 8, 7, 1, 4, 2, 6, 3, 30 and 3/5. 1 minute, 1/5. 1:30 and 4/5. 2 minutes, 3/5.
Well, there you have it. Our second day of 2 at the Hancock County Fair here in Findlay, Ohio. 11 races in the books.
And 11 excellent miles. There were good finishes, a good night of racing, good 2 nights of racing. I want to say good job to the track crew here. They did. They're very in great shape. I do say, Frank, you did a very well.
Beautiful camera work.
Yes,
Thank you.
did.
Thank you very much.
And it's just like he was our, instead of our one of our team members from Trot Base. Frank was and he did his just as well, just as good. I look just as bad on camera as I always do. Ashley,
we have face for radio.
Yeah.
Face for radio.
but Ashley, great, good to see you again. So this is the wraps up for the Hancock County Fair days of racing, 2 days of racing in Findlay, Ohio. This is, I want to say thanks to all our fans all over the world. Thanks for tuning in, and join us tomorrow. Where maybe we start. At what time do we start, Frank? With the
I said 11.
11 o'clock at Canfield, Don Tiger and myself, then 5:30 from Burton. So we hope you'll join us. They should both be on our Facebook page tomorrow.
Okay. So, again, thanks for joining us, folks. On behalf of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, great day, great night, and thanks for joining us. Good night now.
This has been Ohio County Fair Racing. Ohio County Fair Racing is brought to you by thestable.ca, the Ohio State University Veterinary Medical Center, Midland Acres, Cool Winds Farm, and Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Ohio County Fair Racing is a presentation of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association.